I feel oppressed with a general lack of knowledge. That sounds like a thing you could actually say.
It's so self-aware.
It's so
right?
perfect.
It's so self-aware that you actually understand that you have a lack of knowledge.
So
You
many
got-
contradictions in this episode.
be a bit dumber in your life, okay? Like, we all know you are smart.
But how do you get promoted?
Nothing is set. There is no rules. There are no set standards, you know? I mean,
Nothing you can rely on.
not in the...
Comprehensively like that. It's not like, you see, okay, there's a car that arrived, the door opened and the man came out. No, it was the whole thing, like one swath of a brush stroke, just, and then you're like, oh, and then we're taking it all in, and you can't take it all in. It's too overwhelming. If you're not ready to learn those things about reality, it's jarring.
Dude, in my life, I'm a grown-ass man. That's the first time it happened to me, okay?
Better than ever. I'm back. You fuckers, I'm back.
Welcome to the show. Well, live edition.
Yeah.
Holiday edition.
Special edition, the in-person edition. So we're going to see how that format works. And if not, you're going to have to move out.
Evicted.
Yeah, sorry. So we've been running about, we've had 9 episodes so far. And I feel like we already covered a few kilotons worth of various topics and formats too. So today I was thinking we could go a couple of different directions. One of them was kind of reviewing everything that we've covered in the previous ones, but even that was essentially too much. Like when I started doing the summaries, like it's essentially, it's a separate course that you need to take in university to be able to get to read the summary of what we covered in just 9 episodes. Okay.
Wow.
So that's, maybe we'll do in a separate one. But I thought for today, it could be a perfect opportunity to actually start unpacking the lore that went in to the thing so far. Start specifically with our own, so to say, memes and these little aphorisms that we created for ourselves, because they're highly dense. They pack a lot of punch in both wisdom and humor. And it never gets old getting into them, like revisiting them. Like I like to revisit them as these lessons, essentially, because they came in in the form of lessons or insights at one point.
Yeah.
And I've been running this list for a while, maybe 10 years at least, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's about,
because it's been keep being updated, and so it's more or less chronological order. And I also had to trim it down to something for which we won't be locked up right away, because we can't the full list is not illegal in any jurisdiction. They're not gonna let us voice those things. You understand that we can't say those things out loud.
things we can't say.
Where other humans hear it. It's not allowed. Which brings us perfectly to the first one, the one that started it all, is you can't afford to lie on your own lawn.
Yep.
And it started right here. It originated right from this geographical location.
Right behind us, outside.
It wasn't winter just yet, was it?
No, it wasn't. Wait, was it winter?
I don't remember.
See, that's going to be a theme of this. We remember, but we don't remember.
Yeah. Like time passes on, and you remember less and less actual details, and only these big themes remain, which you can recall them. But yeah, if you ask me what time of year it was, I'm leaning towards fall and
I think
winter,
it wasn't winter,
because the context was that if we were to lie on the lawn just as something that we wanted to do, if you just want to proceed, and that's your house, right? You want to go out and lie on the lawn in front of your house, you can't really do that, because eventually somebody's gonna come over and inquire,
Why are you?
into what's going on around here.
Why are you?
What do you think you're doing? I'm lying on my own loan, sir. Can you please stay out of my business?
So that's the lesson, right? We realize as we were doing that this is the world that you live in. Like you can't do anything that you want to do, even within your own space. No, somebody's gonna come into your business and tell you what's what.
So yeah, and that it came that way because we were contemplating, I guess, just the freedom, right? The freedom of will, the freedom of what is the extent of your freedom,
right? And we were
free are you?
thinking pretty good at the time. That's why we rely on the law to be like, hey, it's pretty great, isn't it?
That's
And
just
then
what
you
feel like
realize,
doing.
and then you realize, no,
You can't really do that. Even though you were just feeling like doing that. Okay, I'm gonna go lie on my lawn. I think it's that time of the day. I mean, that could actually be a fun social experiment. You could just start doing that. Imagine like the neighbors are passing by,
yeah,
and you're just lying there. And the first time is like, "Hello, what's going on?" But then if you just keep doing it, and people like, "Yep, that's just the guy who lies on."
No, you'll be known for it.
That's just what he does.
Long guy, yeah.
And everybody's gonna know that you are the guy who does that because no other guy does that. But you're not doing it. You're just lying on your own lawn. You're not, it's your lawn. You bought it. I want to lie right there.
Doesn't matter. You can't.
I mean, you could definitely push it, right?
There's a lot of things you can push.
Yeah.
On your own lawn, for sure.
I mean, you could, I could suntan here in summer. Not a problem. Actually, I could do it in winter. Right now would be even better because you just like, people like,
what? Yeah, walking by, this guy's like all oiled up, all like basically a layer of oil.
There's
like
just
frozen
sunbed, and you're just like, working on that 10.
And earnestly, you're not joking.
And you could actually do that. Dude, but at what point do they lock you up though? Because that's not like, that's just your business, right?
It is private property, so
yeah. And
you're not
naked. You are still in swim trunks, okay? What does it matter what time of year it is? It's your business. You want to work on your 10 all seasons.
So even if there is no legal ramifications, you're gonna be known.
There's gonna be so
much something.
People are gonna be curious.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's why you're never alone in the universe.
Yeah, you can't really be left alone to your devices, because you can't do something like that without being essentially unbothered, unattended.
Yeah.
Which is fine to an extent, right? Because like at the very least, people are curious and stuff. But it's just funny that if you did have that desire of I just want to go and lie on my lawn, and that's it.
Well, I mean, first they're gonna think that you might have passed out or something. So it will be in medical.
Okay, that did legit happen to me once. I was staying at a house of a girlfriend at one point, but she had a mother who kept smoking inside the house.
Oh.
And I could not breathe there. It was suffocating. And she like lives there, so she's used to it, but I could not even stay there. So I felt like I need oxygen. So I went outside during daytime in summer, early morning, and I wanted to take a nap somewhere outside in fresh air.
Oh.
But where do you do that?
Take a nap.
Because I was feeling sleep deprived. I didn't sleep. I couldn't breathe well. I need to take a rest. Like I need to rest. But you can't, there's nowhere you can do that. There was no even park nearby. There was nothing. I went into some bushes that were leading somewhere to a river or something underneath some breach. And I just collapsed there. And I just like decided to take a nap there in the middle of nowhere. Right. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm done because I don't care. Right. I just need to like take a breather.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm good. In a few minutes, a cop shows up. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing here, buddy?" I'm like, "Well, I'm just like resting." He's like, "Somebody saw you from the bridge. They thought you're dead." I was like, "Oh my God. No,
yeah, you can't even be.
You can't be.
Yeah.
I wasn't, who can
For good or for bad, right?
Somebody saw from the bridge and they were concerned. It's like, great, but what do I do for you people to leave me alone? No matter what. How do I arrange this? I guess you need your own place.
Yeah.
That's the extent. So, yeah, not very many places where you can just be, essentially, right? Where,
Well, that's why the idea of home, right?
yeah,
It's supposed to be where
but
you
even
can.
that is kind of just, you get tired of being home too. I think that's something that they say in general these days. They're less third space, right? That what is it called? Third space?
Yeah.
A third type of space, essentially where you can just go and hang out. It's the only things that are left are libraries
Home,
and
work.
coffee shops, essentially, right?
Right.
There's nothing else. I mean,
But think about
everything
how.
else is like an entertainment
But
venue, bar.
But think about how much mind shifting happens. The moment you leave the house, you're in public.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's that mental shift happening in your head as you exit the boundaries.
For sure.
You don't even think about it, but you automatically switch to that. Like, oh, I'm in public, so I must
Yeah.
you
You need
perform in some ways, right?
Yeah.
You can't just be like, oh, how I am in my own space. So that's happening.
You have to adhere to certain social standards.
Yeah, so that's
norms.
happening every day, right? In all the spaces that we inhabit, it's changing all the time through, and we don't really think about it because it's just subconscious, right? You register these as you inhabit these spaces, but
the public is generally just a very funny place because, I mean, living in Toronto for a good amount of time, I've seen the breadth of what is
Yeah.
considered socially acceptable and how much or how little you can care for that.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting because there's definitely a range.
Remember, back in that the square right here,
Yeah.
that one time we were out, remember? And there was one guy came out of nowhere and started pissing. just
Where was that?
It was that like right.
Oh,
the
yeah,
mall.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think we were going somewhere.
Yeah.
And then a guy just stopped with his car, like just
urgently came out
basically
like
just
balls. But
tire screeching, right? And then
yeah, but he came there as if it was his corner.
Yeah.
As if it's like, all right, it's time for this shit. Time to do this business. All right, right
didn't
here.
even acknowledge us. We were just, right there.
Oh,
And
yeah, we were just sitting there. Dude, and the intensity with which he pissed.
Yes.
It was so aggressive that it impressed itself. I was like, whoa, I didn't consent to this. this intensity in my experience. Somebody, it's too aggressive, bro. You can't just like come into my view pissing aggressively like that. That's too alpha definition move. Like, you can't do that to me. Are you kidding? I'm a grown-ass man. It's unethical.
Yeah, because we thought
This is political, and don't tell me it's not.
Yes, it is. It's very political. Because I thought we were being attacked.
I forgot about that one. Holy smokes, that's a good one.
I thought we were being attacked. Just minding your business.
Because you don't know, right?
Yeah, you don't know. Some guy just started, some gangster came out on
Yeah.
you, trying to mug you or something.
At this, he didn't piss on us.
And it was a deluge.
Wow.
And so we were
What a man.
we were just, the whole time we were dumbfounded, and he just up or left.
Yeah.
No words, no nothing, no.
So that was normal. For that area, for that circumstance, for that evening. For us sitting there for some reason, like waiting for it to happen.
Why?
As if waiting for it to happen.
Why are you doing that?
Because what else could happen there?
Nothing he did was wrong. What's wrong was why the two of us were sitting there in that exact location at that time of the day. You know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, like, so we have nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
We literally got ourselves in that situation. And we, as subconsciously or not, and we couldn't, I could not anticipate the aggressiveness of that stream. I was not ready for that. I was not ready.
Man, that sound is still in my head, man. Fuck.
This is how we get core memories, okay? They etch themselves with the power of emotions you experience in the moment. You have that memory for life, buddy.
Don't have the
You're gonna be on
don't
your
have the
deathbed.
mental space to say what the fuck.
Nobody even gave you an opportunity.
No.
It was
He did that and then he left. He came, he saw,
he conquered. Yeah, Danny Vidi Vici. That was the guy. That was the guy. The conqueror of that corner. I mean, he definitely conquered that
oh
corner.
my god.
If there was a conqueror of
That's
that
a
corner,
top
that's the
dog
guy.
right there. It's the top dog right there. It's all my territory.
My God, man. I wish I knew that person.
I wish we
Imagine.
have a deeper relationship with the guy.
Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help but notice the intensity of your stream. I was so impressed that I could only fathom that extremely impressive personality could wield such power.
Can we be friends?
Can we be friends? Would you like to hang out?
That's how you make friends.
This
Okay?
one way. This is one way.
That's how you do it.
And see, you don't know until you try. we probably missed the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, to introduce ourselves.
Because I can guarantee you nobody in the life of that man ever introduced himself like that. Say, hey, I noticed how you piss.
Oh,
Because I was right there in front of you doing it. So I thought I'd offer an appreciating comment.
that's a bit of entitlement on your part.
Or we could have like gone aggro. It's like, whoa, what the fuck you think you're doing? Pissing on my corner? We could have engaged, okay? But instead we were stunned, silent witnesses,
Yeah.
which were just completely overwhelmed
Oh man.
by that reality.
And afterward, I was questioning my existence. Basically, it's like, why am I doing this here? Why am I here?
Yeah. What is
Huh?
the lesson here?
Whose ass didn't I kiss?
To be here, to be in that situation.
Yeah. Sometimes life throw you a curveball, right? So, sometimes it do be like that.
Yeah. Man, I forgot about that one where you just you fished it out of your pocket, and it is related to exactly the topic that we're talking about.
That's what I thought of.
Oh my God,
Core memory unlocked.
it is a core memory. I completely forgot. How can we codify it? Because it's not on my list. It needs to be on the list.
10 years
Of
and
some
still
sort.
10 years and still making lists, eh? Still making items on them.
I'm a list man. Okay, how do we codify it? I mean, there's some kind of wisdom there for sure. We need to extract it.
Yeah, what's the wisdom here? So this happened.
Learn, Palmer.
What did we learn, Paul?
What did we learn, Palmer?
I don't know, sir.
Yeah. Guess we learned to not do whatever the fuck.
Fuck
we did.
that.
Yeah. It's that definitely that territory.
That spirit, yeah, and that's
But essentially, like, maybe the lesson is like, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised to.
when universe throw you a curveball.
Essentially, the circumstances were very appropriate for everything else. It was. You can't even complain. You know what I mean?
No.
So there you go. Don't be surprised. I mean, there you go is no, it's not.
Yeah, who are you gonna complain to?
Yes. Okay. Who are you going to complain to? Don't be surprised. And who are you going to be?
And if you do call the cops,
Good luck. Yeah. It's going to be more trouble than it's worth.
but you're creating situations that's gonna be new for people to experience,
Yes.
for the cop to experience. Like, what?
Yes. What is this?
Were you asking me?
Oh my God. I can only imagine the life the cops lead. That they have to
Yeah.
deal with
Imagine we went to them like,
Yeah.
arrest that
Excuse
man.
me, sir.
I'm assaulted
That man just pissed right
right in front of me.
in front of me.
He assaulted my eye.
I'm traumatized. He's like, all right, what did he look like? They have to take a statement and everything? Or
Yeah.
what will they say? Because it's
Yeah.
not legal, right? It's actually a problem. You can't do that. But to call
The cops. I mean, he's definitely guilty of public urination.
right, so you can't
But-
do that.
Public indecency.
Yeah.
One account. Yeah. So 2 accounts.
But to
that,
be
and then-
held accountable for it.
Yeah.
Has it ever happened? How? Imagine if we like confronted. Okay, sir, you can't do that. You're gonna have to wait until the cops come because we kind of call them right now. I kind of want to have an interaction. It would be so. Just imagine how it would go.
It's going to be very bad potentially because
No, we'll probably die.
you
That's
might lose
what's
your
gonna
life.
happen.
You might lose your life, right?
You're gonna get clipped, bro. It's like, you what?
You must be tripping, bro.
That man would be more incredulous than
Yeah.
we are
Yeah,
on our like he would like
the guts.
yeah.
You have the guts.
Bro, I'm pissing here. This is what I do around here. This is my territory.
Yeah. My fucking corner.
You decide
Who
to
the fuck are you?
dude, we would get in trouble.
Yeah. For sitting in the wrong spot, you know?
Even if like police came, we would become his nemesis number one in his life.
Yeah.
He will not let that
Yeah,
go.
because
That somebody busted him.
he
in the
done
corner.
way more than this and
Yeah.
never had been a problem.
And
Okay?
that's what we
and
get.
this is what he got in for.
He's like he's the kingpin of Canada. Is the
Dude, if he's
prime
getting,
underworld.
if he's getting handcuffed and led
For that-
away
for that.
in that place, and we're still there, you know the kind of eye that he's gonna give us.
Oh no! Yeah.
Oh man,
This is a crucifixion.
That's what it's gonna be.
yeah. Oh man,
Wow.
that's a good memory unlock.
Yeah. So don't be surprised when the man pisses in front of you intensely.
How dare you forget about that?
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh man, this has gone to a good start. We'll start remembering.
Yes. See, it's all about memory lane. It's all about unlocking this wisdom
Oh,
and these these are like emotional outposts too, right? Because obviously, like the memories and emotions, they're connected. But I forgot about that. How could I forget?
all I'm saying is you can be traumatized in many different ways.
Yeah.
in many different shades, many different dimensions.
This is what I'm curious about. What is traumatized exactly mean?
And trauma, right? So
Trauma.
what's the nature of trauma?
What exactly
Right.
is that?
What's the nature of that? Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I don't really fully understand what it is. In this case,
Because obviously, something that happened has a really strong impact
yes.
on your subconscious.
I think trauma is essentially there's some kind of resistance
Yeah,
to experience or to accepting or to processing
exactly. Because it's out of the
kind of
norm.
like what we just went through.
It's out of the norm,
Yeah.
right? And the whole time, all you can think is, what the fuck?
So it's like overwhelming.
Yeah, it overwhelming in a way because this is out of the norm. Nobody does this. Nothing You would think it never happens to people.
But then, so it's only about like predictability. If it's not predictable, because there's definitely, also boundaries. Boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries.
It has to deal with boundaries. When your boundaries
Because-
are being essentially,
Yes, exactly.
interfered, really encroached. Yes. So when
Exactly.
somebody like, yeah. So it's that.
So that experience is so. It's that I don't know. Somehow
So
we
it kind of-
view our kind of
But then
entity as
so it
a-
always deals with aggression. Then, right?
It is. If something
True.
come into your space like that, right?
Yeah.
And obviously everybody knows that there are
Then I
horrendous
think
things that
this
people experience
matches
in life.
the criteria. I think we were traumatized.
I think on the
I think that counts.
on the
We're properly traumatized by that experience.
yeah.
And I never. This is what internalized trauma looks like. You forget, right? is why we need to do this therapy. This is
That's
what it
why.
looks
Yeah,
like.
exactly. This is what it looks like.
You uncovered the
We're
traumatic memories.
right. Exactly.
And
That's
we're-
just what happened to us, and we didn't even realize.
It actually happened to us. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're talking about it. 'Cause I forgot. And it's been shaping my personality
Yeah, exactly.
for all these
years
without
man.
me knowing.
And you couldn't let it go, really, because you never knew the guy,
Yeah.
right?
I've been thinking about writing a memoir.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna bake it into my diary.
Because you
It's
know
right
you have
there.
an impulse to complain to that guy or something. He has
yeah,
to
there's-
pay.
it-
He has
it's-
to pay for the
it's a-
damage.
Exactly. It's incomplete gestalt, right? We need
Yeah.
to close the gestalt. We need to find that mother. That's a bit too late for that.
In the winds. I don't know.
You just remember the feeling.
Yeah.
The feeling of just
But imagine that guy did not even blink.
didn't even register.
This doesn't even.
It didn't even happen.
Yeah, we didn't exist
In
to him,
his- in
right?
his-
In his eye,
In his perspective, it didn't even like he turned on a TV. You know, that's how insignificant that event was for him, dude.
Yeah.
And
then
here we're
done.
We have to.
And look, I get it, right? He got to go. So all he care about is letting go. And so anything else other than that, like he will not be, he won't be able to notice. So
But it felt like
on purpose.
it felt like it felt like this is the corner.
Yeah, this is the core.
He's like, all right, I'm gonna piss on this corner right now. It felt too intentional. I could tell by the intensity of his stream, dude. This is something you could tell. So
I think I don't. Okay,
this is why it's
can I
dramatic.
recall
It was encroaching.
because I think he even drive very aggressively.
yes,
Stop
yes,
us, right?
yes. He was
Like-
just flung the door open.
Yeah, one and done. Yeah,
That's why it was like everything was so intense that the whole thing was too aggressive.
yeah,
While in his case, probably it was maybe just that.
yeah. It's murder.
It's just the emergency, but it was so hilariously urgent and abrupt and
Just like-
aggressive at the same time that it just it's not like, you know, you see, oh, okay, there's a car that arrived, the door opened and the man came out. No, it was the whole thing, like one swath of a brush stroke, just and then you're like, oh, and then we're taking it all in, and you can't take it all in. It's too overwhelming. It happened. It happened before we could process it.
Yeah,
And
just like that, just like what he said. But it makes you think, what's the sequence of the event that had to make that happen?
I wish there was a dash cam or something, but that could capture that movie. You know,
Should I borrow the camera?
like this is the moments where you wish there was some kind of camera or drone or something set up that could just depict it, because we're describing it with no words.
You should
to
have a
do it
body cam.
justice.
Have a body cam all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time.
I think so. In this neighborhood, I think that's a good idea. We can go there tonight. It's New Year's, so it's perfect. It's perfect time to revisit and see what else is going on. No, because you know there's something's going to be going on at New Year's right there.
My God.
There's going to be something for sure. And then not going to
Why were we even there? I forgot.
we're just walking around. So, but why?
But usually we don't go there though.
No, we never went in.
We went for food, I think.
Maybe, yeah. Oh, maybe we were waiting for the food to be
Yeah.
for-
All right. Yeah.
in the restaurant, and so we didn't know where to wait.
Right
but when-
away, it was-
went there, yes, reconstructed it. Okay.
That's his corner. And
Yes.
corner.
Oh my God.
But sometimes it do be like that. So
So that's one core memory unlocked. I'm definitely will distill it into some kind of proper codification, because it needs to be condensed into its own gem for sure. It's too good to be unmanaged otherwise. Okay, if we keep going down our list, this was just number one.
my God.
The next good one was you've been promoted today.
Ooh.
That was a good one. I remember, I think it emerged one day. We just started using it in some context on one of the
Kind of came spontaneously.
it just it came to verbiage but I don't remember exactly the context.
no.
You've been promoted today. I remember one of the running jokes was that you could be coming up to people and you could just be telling them that.
Yeah.
Hey, you've been promoted today. and just how kind of
I mean, it is a compliment, right?
but it's a funny kind of like confusing type of
Right.
thing. Like, what do you mean, right?
What do you mean?
But
for
it's
what?
wholesome because it's wholesome no matter how you interpret it. That's why I liked it. That's why I
Yeah.
thought there's something to it, because usually you say it in the context of work.
Right.
Your boss tells it to you, but nobody else can say it in any other context. So like we coined this as a thing you can tell. Hey, you've been promoted today, and you can tell it to a person, and it feels good,
Yeah.
even though you obviously mean something else. But and that meaning, like, what could you mean? This is what's fun to think about, like what these phrases could mean. So you've been promoted today. Since then, I've used it a good amount of time to like denote kind of like a promotion and insight,
Yeah,
having
exactly.
some kind of understanding, uh getting something. So it's like a synonym for getting something or figuring something out, or what the word grok is kind of good for it. So you grok something. I mean,
Is that really a saying?
grok.
G-R-O-K?
Yeah. Do you know the original? It's a neologism coined by science fiction author Robert Heinlein
Oh.
in novel Stranger in Strangeland. In the story, it's a Martian word literally meaning to drink,
Uh-huh.
but it conveys a far deeper sense of profound intuitive understanding, merging with the observed until observer and observed become one. So it's a trippy concept. Actually, it reminds me, I started listening to the audiobook. I didn't finish it, actually, to finish it. But it's essentially, it's a very fun play on meaning. So to grok essentially means that
To understand?
to understand, to figure something out. To grok it means that you understood it to such a profound level that you become one with this thing. So, so you've been promoted in in a similar space. It's definitely different type
I
of
think
meaning, but it's kind of like, what's the meaning of you've been promoted?
I just
Because you've done something good, you've done something well, so well that somebody deemed you, all right, you're up for promotion, buddy. Well done, good job. So it's kind of like a praise. It's a raise and a praise.
yes, but in the context of human culture,
You've been promoted
basically,
is only
we are
work.
I think we structure our society in that way of kind of like
It's
you're supposed to progress.
It's a recognition.
There are levels
It's
that you
it's high responsibility.
recognition.
So that's what
of
promotions
that.
mean, right?
Yeah.
Recognition, more responsibility, higher pay. It's progression, but it's definitely progression. So that's the link.
Yeah.
That's the meaning link.
Because that what drives people psychologically, right? Like to have that idea that you are progressing, you're improving, you're, irrespective of what you believe, let's say the ultimate meaning of life or what have you. But if you have a way of thinking about yourself as progressing, even just that idea, it definitely improves your life for sure in many different aspects.
Yeah, essentially,
because people just need that, right? Like you can say, oh, even if you say, oh, well, the world can be like this, and it's just nothing more to it than just this. But even then, I think psychologically, people still want to feel like, well, these things can be improved, right?
yeah, there's no shortage of things to work on.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So that's
So if you are not being promoted,
you're staying put.
yeah,
Then you get demoted.
yeah, you're either getting demoted or you're staying put.
Right.
And staying put is, I mean, plenty of people do that. Probably most of people, by definition, just do that. Actually, I haven't really been actually interested in promotion in my career, because that's just has not been on the forefront of what I should be. I'm just not interested in, for some reason. Because promotion, if you concentrate on that specifically, you kind of instill it as one of your values then, and you're constantly working. But to me, it feels like you kind of like you are working like for the sake of working.
For the sake, right?
And to me, it's not,
Because if you work towards that
interesting.
promotion, meaning you have the idea that you want to gain the benefit of.
You can definitely do that. Like it will actually pay off. Like if you set your goal to be promoted, there's absolutely a way for you to take actual steps towards to do that. Even just the fact of like you can come to your boss and ask like, hey, how do I get promoted around here? That alone is itself, it's step one, essentially. It could be one, because that it starts with that. It starts with your actual desire. I've never really wanted it that much. It only happened to me once in one company where it was kind of like moving towards that because of just of the seniority and because of the knowledge I already accumulated. So it was moving there, but I could tell because I wasn't actively seeking it, it wasn't being kind of like it wasn't
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
So eventually they gave me the promotion only because it was like
It will be bad if you
don't
not
yeah,
do it,
exactly
right?
kind of the only logical conclusion, but not because I wanted it a lot. Like in that culture, I should have essentially you're supposed to be a self leader, so you're supposed to like
Yeah.
come out on
Yeah.
top and like, okay, I am the actual leader. And but to me, I don't know, it's like a game that you're playing, right? And it wasn't very interesting to me. But the whole idea of promotion, I think it's good. I think it makes sense because it definitely denotes your growth.
Yeah.
That you've learned stuff, that you're now able to lead people
Yeah.
after you. So promotion is good.
Because also sometimes we as people need to hear that from others, right?
Yes.
Because it's a level of recognition.
from others,
Because
very-
otherwise,
very, very
you could
pleasant,
be
very
thinking,
helpful.
well, I didn't do anything. Like I just did my thing, right? But when other people recognize that, then they give you a sense of, okay, so I see. Because sometimes we're just putting ourselves vis-a-vis other people in terms of where we stand, right? And we try to gauge that all the time in public, in work, or because we try to gauge, okay, what's my value? What am I providing? Or what do I want? What
Yeah,
do I, So
it's
some of these
inherently there.
structures are out there in which you can basically be very well off within that because it satisfies your a certain drive for you to improve yourself, right? So not
Yeah.
just monetarily, but also in terms of the social setting.
Yeah, that's
for
kind of like
work and-
your context is still within a community essentially. You can't.
Yeah, so you will be ranked no matter
Yes,
no matter what.
that happens
So
by default in society.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, it happens subconsciously for sure. It happens more than you want to realize or admit, but these are the rules.
yeah,
That's just how it works. Whenever you meet somebody in public, if you pay any attention to them,
but see, this things just naturally arise. Nobody taught anybody to be like, oh, this is the rules, these are the rank, and you're gonna fit in this.
it's all kind of self-organizing, yeah.
Right, self-organizing. So people are, let's just say, judgmental just because they have a consciousness. They're gonna be judgmental no matter what. They're gonna judge what the environment is
Yeah.
like, and they're gonna have some sort of
To me,
criteria.
it's all like part of a healthy part of essential normal human consciousness. So things like discrimination, it's not discrimination, it's discernment.
Right.
It's just because it's the same thing.
Yeah.
When you discriminate against something, you're choosing against it. But we all do that all the time. That's what the whole reality is based on.
Yeah.
If you're not choosing one
Yeah.
based on some criteria, then you're not doing it right.
Exactly. So
You're
the
being
problem
stupid.
is not that you have a discernment vis-a-vis a group of people. It's more if you carry out some malicious act just because they are from a different, but that is racism. That is not acceptable. But
Yeah,
everybody are racist. Everybody have thoughts about it, like, oh, I don't agree with the way of how you
it's
do
just
things.
yeah, it's just that distinction,
Right?
discernment.
So yeah, you're just discerning something that's what's going on here. Okay, these
you're just seeing the difference, essentially.
yeah, the difference.
It's the difference,
right? These people do things a little bit differently. Okay. And it makes sense because, when the humans were tribes, they're very xenophobic. They're like, we do not welcome anything from outside of us, right? Because that means danger. It could mean danger, right? But now in the more interconnected world that we live in, so that barrier had basically been broken. So you can come from all over the world.
It's a
And
different
people recognize, oh, you're human too.
different
So-
form of society. Yeah.
Right. So yes, you do things a bit different. That doesn't mean that you're necessarily bad, but it's just more people equates, oh, we see too many cases of this and therefore we think all these people are the same. No, nobody's the same. Not one person is the same, right? So
that's essentially stereotypes, right? So
yeah,
stereotypes is something that this is where it's like still fuzzy for me because stereotypes exist for a reason. And
sometimes they're right.
and sometimes like
Right.
in a lot of cases they're right. So
Yeah. So not to,
but this is where like I don't really understand like why I get offended about anything because we all know what reality for what it is.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I don't understand what the actual discrimination looks like. Like I maybe I haven't experienced much about it in my life, but to me it would need to be, according to my definition, to me it would need to be so deliberate
Yeah.
that it can be even misconstrued as something else.
Oh, I
But
have.
that's like pure aggression. Like,
Yeah, I have experienced that when
Yeah.
I was in middle school. There was this two kid, and it's funny too. I know one kid, he's actually black, and then his friend was a white guy, and the two of them are always making fun of me for being Asian and like picking on me in classes. Just kids, right? Like kids do that,
But
right?
that's if
But-
anything different about you that a group of kids.
Exactly, because I'm the only
Exactly.
Asian in that town.
Oh, that's perfect then.
Basically, nobody else.
That's perfect.
There's no other Asians there, so I'm
they
the
know
only
you got
one
no
different.
backup too.
Yeah,
And that's why they would.
so exactly, kids gonna be kids, right? So I'm sure it's that they're not like evil actively, just because you're Asian, you know.
But that's how it manifests.
But it does because you're different, right? And then there are some of these stereotypes, and like, okay, you could just be like, okay, I don't like how Asian look,
and you just don't like.
and you just don't like it. And then sometimes these can got to the surface where you act out on it, right? You actually do something hateful, or in the context here, he's just kids, like they're just doing stupid things, right? But I didn't feel great about it at the time, right? I was being picked on, bullied on, and I mean nothing serious happened, but like at one point I was really pissed off about it. I almost got into a fight with them.
Because they would just
because you got stopped. Like, well, what did I do? I didn't do nothing to you. And then just because you look different.
You know what's the crazy part about this is that something like this is present in any society, no matter what.
Yeah,
because this was present in my childhood, even though everybody was there rushing, right?
Yeah,
it's still present. There's
right.
Still
Imagine if you're from the Asian part of town,
Yeah.
right? Like
they would just
get picked on.
would choose that. But even without that, say if like the whole society is homogenous, there's still gonna be a guy.
Yeah, they're
gonna
gonna
be picked
pick
on.
Yeah,
Because there's just the
some
dynamic,
traits, right?
It's
Some
gonna be
traits,
the dynamic of society that it kind of how do you even describe it? It creates kind of like this, almost like a villain. Okay, this
Right.
we're gonna make this villain, because against that they're able to prop up their egos.
Yeah.
And this is the game of ego, right? Where you separate.
Play that. This is political.
This is political. And don't tell me it's not.
Yeah,
Perfect.
and everything is political.
So, yeah, because people want to create the narrative.
It creates narrative, and it creates essentially a power structure, power dynamic. But my insights from my adult life is that essentially the way if you were in that situation now, the way you deal with it is essentially, you call it out.
Right.
It's just, as a kid, there's no way you can articulate anything like that. But imagine knowing everything that you know now, going back to that scenario when you were a kid, and you could just talk to these other kids, and say like, hey, what is your guy problem with me?
Yeah. What's the problem? Can you tell me exactly what's going on?
What are you doing? Can you just be?
But sometimes it's like they couldn't tell you
Because they just want to do it. They
Exactly.
just want to make trouble and pick on somebody. There's some kind of drive in it.
And people try to. I suppose you can have discernment, but there's certainly some things you should not be saying. You should not be actively promoting some kind of hatred towards.
Well,
just because
that's where it's like at the root of it. Like, what's at the root of it? Because at the root of it, you just want to denigrate people and hate on them. Then at the root is hate, and it's wrong. Because hate is always wrong.
Because the thing is basically this is the idea of the scapegoat, right? It's not that necessarily all these people are so racially whatever that they hate a specific group of people. That much hatred is more like they just transfer. They transfer all the hate. They can think about, the economy sucks, this place sucks, and I see all the crime, and then they just start equating that to this, and then they just start thinking, all these people. If only it's true, if only that's true, then you can solve all these problems by just putting all your problem on this group of people.
We're coming up to talking about Hitler again.
Because of course, Hitler always comes back to the conversation.
All the roads lead to that. So, but I mean, this is it's so crazy talking about this in that perspective, because obviously we're so removed from it. We're looking at it from this
Right.
third person view. But imagine that all of that happened. Imagine that Hitler was a guy who actually
That's the-
thought all those things
That's
and
the
who
most
made it,
extreme version of
who internalized it so much that he made it his mission
right.
that he actually partially executed, that he mobilized the whole country of.
Imagine how crazy you like how much you actually do believe that.
Yeah.
To actually do, because that's a lot of work. You gotta, like, as a lazy guy, I can attest. Like I can, if
That's
you
a
want,
lot of work.
if you want me to
By
do that, I'm like,
anybody's
do that. I'm
not worth it.
not worth it, bro.
Not
Not
worth-
worth it. Dude, what? I don't have the time for that. You know, it's
Wow.
but to
yeah,
have so much hatred in your
to have
heart, that
so
you
much
have
commitment
you have
to
to
it.
commit to it. You have to do
That-
things to actively make that happen. That's
that like you're on a mission. Like imagine believing in something so much that you're like, this definitely that. We need to build the.
well, obviously there's that whole political system as well. So he sees the point because everybody are were against these group of people. You know, the sentiment were there. So he's just playing with the sentiment as
We
well.
can't avoid getting deep into Hitler
I'm sorry,
every
but
time.
that's just as been attested, right? Like a conversation will not go past 10 minutes until before you you know start talking about Hitler.
How did we arrive here?
I don't want this to be demonetized. Okay, so just
it's too late. For
Yeah.
that. It's got
This
political.
is political. And don't tell me it's not.
goddamn.
I don't actually know how we got here. We kind of traversed too many.
But that's the thing. When you talk about racial, you know, discrimination.
But why did we start talking about that?
Because it just people are just
We're
naturally.
talking about they promote it.
Yes, I know. Why did we go there? Fuck.
Yeah. So
Let's go back to that. Yeah.
why did we go there?
I don't know. Is it just because it's easier to dwell on negative things? Why the fuck?
We're talking about promotion.
Yeah,
We
but
started with the
somehow we.
I remember saying it was wholesome and everything, and then suddenly we're talking about Hitler. Not planned.
Wait.
Not planned. Not on the list, bro. Not on the list. I'm not getting Hitler on the list.
God damn it.
He's been in enough lists, bro.
God damn it. Okay. Promotion. Yes.
I mean, Hitler's been promoted. He's been promoted to the highest level of.
Anyways.
Yes. So you've been promoted today. Means that you've done something right. You've done something good, and it's a wholesome thing. Like imagine, I actually do want to try it. Just coming up to somebody on the street, it's like, hey, you've been promoted today.
No, you gotta do it like, hey.
Yes.
Aggressively.
For the contrast. Hey, you've been promoted today. And just the confusion. The confusion.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, is that something?
Wait,
is that
what?
something from work? Like, who's that?
Who are
Is that Mike? Is that the director? What the fuck? What?
who are you?
Who are you?
Who the fuck are you?
But yeah, you've been promoted. I do want to try this. Because also, look, you never say this.
No. That's why it's jarring.
That's
for
why
people,
it's so
right? You
fun.
never hear it at all. Like even your boss don't tell you.
Yeah.
Even if you are promoted.
Nobody
Nobody
ever
says
says that. Just imagine your boss goes like, "Hey, you've been promoted today." That's not how you.
Nobody does that.
That's not how it gets announced.
It's just a letter, fucking
Wait.
email, right?
Wait, how
Nobody.
does it happen? Why not?
Do they do that?
If I'm the boss, I'm definitely doing that way. Holy smokes!
Maybe some company they do that. Hey, they actually
You've been promoted today.
they give you a whole.
No,
You know,
nobody does that. No, there's
not
no,
in the budget.
there's no circumstance where this happens.
Not in the budget.
Where a human being tells to human being, "Hey, you've been promoted today." No, that's not a thing. But we need to make it a thing.
Yeah.
Normalize getting promoted, and
Yeah.
normalize promoting people, and normalize praising people for being promoted and otherwise.
There we go. Finally, some positive message.
Yeah, you've been promoted. Feels good. Finally, been slating away at this shit
Yeah.
for years. Instantly negative. Instantly just negativity.
It's like self-coping.
Instantly just negative tape. It's like not like, oh, thank you. Like, fuck, finally. But this is what it comes down to. The people get, you know, trust gets eroded. You get less and less patience.
Yeah.
And then, so you need to manage it with promotions. Promote your people. Everybody likes to get promoted.
Yeah.
And we should be doing what people like. Because if it's not for them, then what is the point? So that's, if anything, that's motivation. Make your own business, hire people so you can tell them, so you can be in a situation where you can tell them, hey, you've been promoted today. Imagine that could be someone's core motivation.
Oh yeah.
I want to make a business. I want to make it successful just so I can enter people's offices and tell like, hey, you've been promoted. Core motivation. Could be. It's a wholesome motivation too. So that's, you've been promoted today. And see how many we can get.
I definitely feel like that.
That's just one. Second one. And it's a good day when you've been promoted. Okay. So it marks a good day. You can say it about, hey, I've been promoted today, and mean several different things, but it definitely means something that you appreciate. That's good. There's been progress. Something dope happened. So here's to more promotions. There's another one on the list, and that one says, do you really want to know?
Oh wow.
And do you remember how that one got on the list?
Do you really want to know what's under the snow?
Yes. We were listening to a song with the chorus, and then you asked me to translate what it means. And I said, do you really want to know?
I was like, yes.
What does it say? Do you really want to know?
That's what it says.
And that's what's the lyrics.
That was the lyric.
That's the song. So when you
And-
translate it, it's like, do you really want to know?
And I was like, what?
But then it keeps happening. You keep like asking, like, yes, what's the lyrics? Do you really want to know? And we entered this recursion that never ended. But also the way the song continued, do you really want to know what's under the snow? And that takes a whole other extra angle, extra meaning, because knowing what's under the snow, and like, do you really want to know what's under the snow?
That's the impetus. So this
Sure,
becomes
buddy, you want to know what's under the
this
snow.
becomes the same because it's like
All
yeah.
kinds of stuff under the snow. So do you really want to know? Is a cautionary tale, because in most cases you kind of don't want to know. There's a lot of stuff in this world.
No.
You don't really want to know. You think you want to know,
No.
but in actual reality, if you had the choice, if you were able to zoom out and make a judgment of whether it's good to know it or not know, you choose not knowing.
But that's the problem. If you
But
don't
you
know
don't
it, then
know.
you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
So
It's the unknown unknowns, right?
which gets the part we were talking about trauma and what's traumatizing. You think you know what's traumatizing, right?
But then you can know something.
But
You
then
can learn something about reality, or through your own experience. When somebody aggressively pisses in front of you, you can learn things about reality, which if you're not ready to learn those things about reality, it's jarring.
dude, in my life, I'm a grown ass man. That's the first time it happened to me. Okay, that was the first time as a grown ass man that I witnessed
like that.
Yeah, like
Just
that.
like that.
Just like that. It never happened.
Yeah,
to
that
me.
was definitely that is a sobering experience. It just kind of shows you that this is the reality you live in.
Yes, exactly.
You thought
You knew
rainbows and flowers.
Yeah, you thought you knew.
No, this is the kind of place it is, that sometimes it do be like that around here. And then now you know. Okay? Now you know. Now you're ready.
Now you don't want to know.
You live exactly. Now you're in that situation where you don't want to know.
Yeah.
So you gotta be, it's an edge.
So that's basically
fine
everybody
balance.
growing up. It's always I want to know. I want to know until you don't want to know.
Yeah.
Until you reach the level, it's like, okay, I don't want to know.
Yeah. I can't imagine some of these jobs like involving like criminality and police work and stuff. There's somebody's job to look at photos of heinous stuff. That's not good for anybody, dude. For anybody's psyche. And it's somebody's job.
Yeah.
why actually this is the perfect case for this type of work is perfect for AI essentially.
Oh,
Because one of the use cases for AI essentially it's supposed to replace degrading work. So this it's not exactly degrading, but it's traumatizing,
Right.
and it's in the degrading vicinity. So something like that should go first for sure. So if anything, we need to use technology towards
yeah,
that,
for
because
sure.
anytime a human being looks at the atrocity, it makes an imprint on their
Yeah.
psyche. You don't have a choice. Like it gets into a system, and then you have to do with something
deal
with
with
it. Yeah. Now it influences you. So I can't imagine doing that for work.
No,
What?
that's you can't pay me enough to do that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
What?
but
For work.
well,
To
I
do
know
it
some
on
people.
a daily
Okay,
basis.
some people do have a sense.
Looking forward to Monday?
Some people do have a sense of duty. They think that I'm responsible. I'm in this work. I'm
But
responsible
who even
to.
gets into these jobs?
But man, imagine you having to do it though.
Yeah.
The kind of mental fortitude you have to have.
Yeah.
Because it's not as like you can say that, oh, I can handle it, but you don't know that, right?
You could probably train
You
yourself.
can train yourself to be,
but imagine the journey towards that. Imagine everything that you have to go through. But then you train it. So essentially, you enter the whole thing consciously, deliberately. But who would want that? Who would even want that? I guess somebody who's such a strong sense of justice, who they're like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I need to come
For
with this
sure.
personally.
They,
But
yeah,
I wonder how much it pays. Everything has a price. I mean, let's talk about money.
in other words,
No, that's pretty much what it means, right? The money talks. If it's actually that probably is a lucrative,
well, yes, but then I don't think anybody
but that
go into it willingly. They're
they-
like
it's
they're not.
essentially-
Oh,
it's
I gotta do this. I gotta do this.
It's essentially
No,
it's a cross section, right?
it's like
cross-section.
yes, the pay is nice, but they gotta have a great sense of justice to want to be involved in police work.
You kind of
in
just
that kind of-
naturally fall into it eventually.
Yeah, this is why some people become cops, right?
Yeah.
You know, police. They're like, yeah, they just feel like. I mean, sure, kids all have this notion of like, oh, you know, cops and robbers or whatever, right? That kind of subconscious, kind of
Yeah, but
ingrained.
it's a whole other world.
But
essentially.
the
I
real,
can't
the
even
reality,
imagine.
reality being in the police work. Oh my God,
It's a whole world. It's a
Yeah.
separate reality.
yeah,
Absolutely.
not just the way that because you have to deal with these criminals and all the violence and all that, and then there's internal stuff too.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
police corruption. There's
Political is so political.
This is political.
It's all it is.
Don't tell
actually.
me it's not.
Well,
yeah.
But that's problem within any organization.
Right, and then there all there are cases of like, okay, you know, I've seen on those body cams,
Oh,
some of those instances where you know they even arrest a mayor or arrest somebody in
yeah,
power,
Yeah.
and they still have to do their job,
Yeah.
right?
But then they will have a backlash. Like, for
backlash
sure.
because the guy trying to get you because
Yeah.
like, oh, you do this to me, I'm the mayor, I'm
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
this and that. So of course
even
these
with that, dealing with that, there's so many attack angles that essentially
yeah. So
that
even
you
if you
have to
do
deal
your
with
job, even if
personally.
you do your job,
Yeah.
there's ramifications for doing it. Right?
Which you can be like the victim of essentially
Yeah.
yourself. So
Even though
there's-
technically you're right.
yeah. So
But
so there's so much essentially violence that you're dealing, like your whole world is embroiled in violence, internal and external. If you're
day in, day out.
if
Yeah.
you're in police work, essentially.
Imagine, right? All they most of the responding to is what cases of domestic violence,
Yeah.
or some crimes happening. It means violence, right? I mean, what else you're gonna commit crime with?
Yeah.
Right? It's think about crime. Crime is doing something you're not supposed to do or coercing somebody against their will,
Yeah.
right? Some sort of kind of aggression,
Yeah.
some sort of stepping over the line, right? Some sort of.
And then imagine like this is the side of humanity you see every day because you're every day.
That's all you see.
Yeah, that's your whole world.
Which is why some of those films about cops, like you know, like Training Day, and
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
like
great
crazy.
because it's kind of pretty real. Because some
Yeah.
people are like that. Like they think I do this day in and day out, motherfucker. Nobody's paying me, right? So what if I get
Yeah,
a
so
bit
there's
of an
no-
intake?
Yeah, so there's no money. So there's so many difficulties, so much danger, so much degrading stuff, right? So much BS essentially that to be a cop, I don't know who even like
You
what
had to have a specific mindset.
like what I can't imagine being that bad. For what?
Remember that guy from Pizza Hut? There was that white guy,
Right.
Sean, I
Yeah,
think it was.
yeah,
him.
yeah.
He
wanted to
really
this.
wanted to be a
He
cop.
really wanted.
Yeah, he really
knew.
wanted. He was talking
He
about
knew,
all
yeah.
that.
He was studying for it. And
Yeah.
he went to. But that's like, I guess when we know
You know what you want.
you have a calling like that, I guess.
Yeah. You're
It's a
willing to take
specific
the
type of
risk.
person, yeah.
You're willing to take where you know it could happen to you. You know, you could die from it. In the line of duty, but
Yeah.
they accept the risk, right? So
But that's like a specific type of person. Obviously,
it's
not everybody that is in police work are like that, but there are definitely people who are like made for that stuff.
yeah.
Somehow they find their way there too. Like somehow it all works out. You know what I mean? Like it's not like random people. It's like stuff never happens to random people. If you're in police work and you have a career in police, there are definitely characteristics and attributes and
it's not
essentially
accidental.
causes for you to be there.
You can't be accidental.
You can't just be a random guy
Yeah.
off the street and suddenly you're a policeman. Even if I wanted to become a policeman right now, like the whole structure, motivational structure would need to be there. Like it's physically possible, obviously.
Yeah.
There's some kind of process. I could go to college. I could get a degree. It's a long path, train, this, that. But I would need to want it to do so much that I would need to spend years training for it, qualifying for it, maintaining it. It's like any career, yes. But here it's like extra because it's not like a project management. I can project manage whatever, right? I can project manage making a child playground. I can project manage making a wallet, online wallet. It's completely different things. I can be doing anything. But police work is something very specific. You have to deal with so much BS.
And you got to know the law too, so you don't break it yourself.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many cases of cops not being trained well enough where they're basically infringing on people's rights, even though they thought they were doing the right thing.
Not
right. So there's that whole thing. You got to encapsulate your entire existence. And then you have to actually go out and do the work. There's always, imagine going to work in the morning. Like, this is what you deal with. It's like some really screwed up situation, right? And you have to be there and
you're gonna
deal with it.
You're gonna have to have you have a certain mindset. You're gonna have to kind of iron out a specific mindset to deal with that.
Yeah.
I mean, those people definitely have mental fortitude to be doing that long term.
Yeah.
To be dealing with this on a regular basis. I mean, they're probably very strong minds, probably.
Yeah.
Like, for people who can do it, like, you know, and maintain sanity, it would require a strong mind.
And now it remind me of and then there's the undercovers. Oh my God.
That's not even real. Like, how is that possible?
You got to play a character too and be real.
You have to be an actor.
And you have to be real almost too, right? Almost
have
real.
to be.
Yeah, because you got to convince all the other guys that you are part of their.
But imagine how impossible that is. Imagine like you have to be pretend to be not yourself, not only like among other people, but among other people who, if they find out, they will kill you and everybody you know.
Exactly. In horrible ways.
And knowing that constantly, like, hey guys, what do we do today? Sup, fools?
Your homie?
How do you start doing that? This is the problem. Because as soon as you start, you fail.
What's the criteria? Yeah, what's the criteria? You got to fit the criteria, right? How do I know your acting is good enough?
How do you start getting experience in that?
Yeah. Like, do you need drama classes or what? Like, how do you get certified?
Yeah.
Right?
How do you get into that stuff?
Because for the person sending that guy into the field work, then they know they can handle,
Is there training? Like, how do you train for this?
I don't know. Gotta be, right?
It's gotta be.
You just have to act the thug.
Now, all this like makes me think about how many different lives out there.
They're so different.
So
man. Jesus, every single day,
every life is different too.
It's very different.
Different circumstances, what you have to do, where you're starting from, what your options are.
But the problem is that's the internal struggle of it, is that you don't get to say. You're born into this, right? You're born into this life, dealing with all. Okay, I see. This is what's going on. Okay,
and then eventually
you
you
just have to
find
deal with it.
yourself, yeah, dealing with all
You
this
just
stuff.
have to deal with it, right? So,
You know what I want to say? I want to say is that Canadian policemen are the best policemen that I've encountered in my life because I lived in Russia.
oh,
So my range of what can be and what
yeah,
it shouldn't be, or what is pretty wide.
right.
I'd be getting stopped in my own country. You check for documents, like
Yeah.
show me your document, show me your passport. I'm 17, bro.
Yeah.
Show me your passport. Where you live? Where you from? Do you have the documents for living there? Bro, what do you want? I had to deal with that. I had to
Yeah.
carry a passport and deal with police, like
And-
who actually
and
like
you-
try to like
You
get you sometimes.
You had to bring extra money for that.
It's a whole operation. Because if you don't do that, the police just gonna exploit their power and do whatever they want. And that's the kind of police you can have.
Right.
And I'm sure there's degrees of corruption, but this is the level of corruption that you don't want to have.
It's systemic. It's so
Yeah.
to the level where, look, we can understand in a way why some of these people do that.
Yes.
Imagine you yourself being that policeman. You don't get paid enough
But this is
for this shit.
This is where it's interesting, because where does this personal responsibility
Right. But
start?
that's the problem. It's
This is
systemic.
the society you live in,
It's
right?
systemic, so that nobody can even put their finger on. Oh, this is what's
Yeah.
going on. This is what's wrong.
It's
This is the person who's responsible.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can't
nobody
even
has
do
a
that.
choice. If they want to survive, that's what they do.
Which is why
But-
it's kind of systemic and sinister, because it's everywhere. It's not just like, oh, some corrupt politician.
It's essentially
embezzling.
normalized.
It's normalized, so you can't even go anywhere without, and all the police
but it's-
enforcement. They're in.
It's like the funny thing is, I've actually heard people defend it, because the people who grew up in that system,
Right.
and when they say they moved somewhere like here,
Oh,
in
they
the
can't even
West,
get used to it.
and they essentially they don't comprehend, right? Because they're used
What?
to live in the world where you can come to a person
And just
give them money
and then
and get whatever you want,
yeah,
no matter what.
yeah, like,
That, right then and
problem
there,
solved.
right then and there.
Yeah,
And in the systems where there's actual system, this is
the
a
actual
process
rules.
for all people equal, is like, because like there's no, what do you mean money? What do you mean bread? No, that's not the system. Those people say essentially, no, the other system is better,
Because they can get away, right? They can get away
because
with
they
it.
can get whatever they want.
Yes, they have more leverage that they can kind of
Yes,
get what
yes.
they want with the system.
But that's an interesting argument, because that they're essentially saying that it's more, the ground is more equalized that way, kind of, because anybody can have access to the services. You only need the money. But
It's
here,
an
it's
extraction.
more of a
yeah.
bureaucracy. So you don't really have access. No matter how much money you have, what are you going to do?
Right.
Who are you going to give it to? That's the process. Go stand in line.
Yeah.
In Russia, it doesn't work like that. In Russia, you cut the line and you give the money. If you have the money, you can cut the line. And everybody knows that.
But that's the thing, right? It instill in your mind of this corrupted nature to everything. So you have to be corrupted yourself to get.
From within the system, essentially, it's no longer corruption. It's just
the
normal
normal.
system.
It's just normal.
Yeah, that's just
being
the
normal.
type of
Right.
system.
That's just what you do.
Yeah, because what is corruption? Define corruption. What does it mean? Corruption is when the system works in a way that it's not designed.
Not designed to be. Yeah.
But here, the system is kind of designed.
It's designed to be that way.
But by being propagated for so long
yeah.
and so prolifically in
Right.
all dimensions of society, it became the default system.
Yeah.
So it's paradoxical. What is the corruption in that system?
Right.
The whole system is based in corruption.
The defining aspect is so difficult, right? You can't define anything, really.
Yes.
It's depending on the context.
Yes.
On what's the,
That's a topic for a whole separate episode, dude, because I have a good one. I have a good one for that.
God damn it.
You're gonna blow your mind.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, you have to know, because I have to talk to somebody about this stuff. Okay? I need to get it out of myself. I can't be locked in with those thoughts.
With the trauma.
With those thoughts myself.
Wow.
We gotta uncover all of this.
Gonna vomit all that trauma, man.
This whole process is just one big therapy session.
Just-
Okay, we're refusing to pay to actual therapists.
Yes.
So this is what we do instead.
Right, exactly. It's just cheaper this way.
It is cheaper, but not really, because all this equipment, all this time we're spending, but it's good effort because it's constructive and it's very engaging.
Oh.
And it makes us actually talk about all these important things.
No, it's just make you understand yourself better.
Yourself, the world, how you engage with all these concepts, what you think, because how you view the world, essentially, the whole reality is constructed by your mind. So your worldview kind of dictates what it is.
Yeah.
Because the worldview right now, it's not what you think of it. Because your thinking is too behind, because the world is constantly changing.
Exactly.
The world is constantly unfolding.
It just reminds me of how how malleable your ideas of the world can be. I was just watching some recently, right? These videos where they're talking about from an economic standpoint, the issues with the Chinese economy. I'm myself from there, so have a passing interest, I guess, to see what's going on back there. And
This is screaming cracker.
I'm sorry, but every time you're gonna bring up China, this is what's gonna happen. Oh,
This is political. And don't tell me it's not.
yeah, so basically what it changed my mind, because some of these people are making videos, they're actually using economic theories and everything, and they kind of look at the economy in China, and they kind of figure out, okay, it's basically there's a lot of propaganda within that. Like all this whole kind of like, oh, China's economy is doing great. All this stuff is just
always propaganda.
It's always propaganda. So I remember distinctively back before I watched some of these series of videos, I was really convinced that, oh yeah, China is doing great. China is this and that. And that's what you hear, right? That's all you, this is why media, sometimes you have to have a discernible mind, because I'm not saying everything is fake, everything is wrong, but some of the videos that you see, some of the information that you receive is kind of packaged for you. And there might be they want to sell you something, right? They want to kind of let you think in a certain way.
And the
right?
thing is, that's pretty much everything.
That is pretty much everything. So
It's pretty much everything.
it's a shock to me, because like I fell for it. I thought I was rational. I thought I was like,
This is how insidious it is.
I got, I basically got bamboozled, thinking that, oh yeah, I believe all that stuff they're saying about how great China are doing this.
Because it's designed that way.
It's designed that
to
way.
make you think.
It's maybe
Come
partially
back,
true.
Ben. Come to motherland.
It's
It's so great around.
I know, right? But when you actually put these information into a more economical, not economical,
do your own
with
research.
analysis of from economy point of view, like academically,
Mhm.
a lot of things doesn't make sense. And these people
Numbers don't
kind
add
of
up.
point out these flaws, and I think they're right. There's
Of
so
course
much.
they're right.
So
When
that
things are too good to be true.
too good to be true.
It's
right?
always like that.
It's always like that. But like, if you are not thinking about it actively, you
Yes.
get
You and then that's the path of least resistance, because thinking
propaganda.
is difficult.
Yeah,
Thinking is in energy resource, intensive.
intensive.
So, but and
So
then
if you watch the news all the time,
Yeah.
this is why people make fun of it, right? It's like
This is why
the
I
vast
have-
majority of people watch the news and they're like, oh yeah, this,
the sticker on this laptop, that's why it says, "Don't believe everything you think."
yeah.
It's for that specific reason,
So
because you
media,
don't know which thoughts they came from and how they were shaped.
this is why, back in the day when they try to take over a country, for example, part of the thing they do is physically control the radio stations, the TV stations, all that. You got to control the media. You control the mind. You control, how people would think about this.
Control
right?
information. You control
information. Exactly. That's what's been going on everywhere.
I don't know what kind of pan-Pacific bullshit power play you're trying to pull here.
It's all a power play. But
So
that makes you think that essentially everything is a power play, because at all times somebody's playing
a manipulating
this
game,
game or that game,
right?
and everybody playing their own game. So you have to be aware of it, that nothing happens.
Yeah,
Nothing happens for no reason.
because if something happens, what a person could be the first-hand witness of that, but then they have to, but they would have to come back from that experience and summarize it themselves. Do they even understand what's going on? And then they have to talk to other people about it. And so the
Essentially,
information becomes
yeah, you need
much
to
more.
you need to apply critical thinking on so many levels of analysis that you essentially you can never relax. You can never even
Yeah.
stop thinking
So even
because always there's somebody that is trying to make you do
right. So see,
with
even
that propaganda.
if a person is not trying to make any fabricated facts,
No, that's just
even by just trying to tell the truth,
that's just how marketing works.
right, because the thing is your perspective of the truth, and you might miss other points of it as well, right? So meaning that how would you ascertain what is true?
Yeah, in this way it's shaped. So your perception really is
Already
shaped.
shaped it.
Because when you receive the information, if you don't apply critical thinking to it, which is most of the time you don't, right? You receive information like, oh, what is this? I'm reading this article. But you don't know what kind of bias and intentions are built into that article, because somebody could have created that article with tips and tricks in the specific way where it makes you make a conclusion beneficial to the maker of the article. And that's insidious, but I'm sure that essentially it's the majority of media.
It's the majority of it.
It's
I don't think there's any media that is neutral, really. Because define neutral, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How do you define yourself being neutral?
Anytime, like right now, if you go on YouTube or Instagram or anywhere, there's a reason that the media is created.
Yeah.
So there are many levels to it. Like one of the levels could be that the creator is interested in hooking your attention and for you to be visiting their content and giving your attention to them. And that's the way they get paid and get sustained. That's the more innocuous version of it. But the more deleterious version is where it's weaponized, where there's an actual intent behind to make a bigger play, essentially, right? To say, because I'm sure there's psyops out there that are designed to shape certain opinions in whole masses of people. Because when you shape, if you make like a whole country or state or something, or a bunch of people think a certain way, you control reality.
Yeah.
Because now
they're gonna do what you want.
Yeah, now they do what you want to do, but they don't know it, and that's crazy.
That's the matrix.
But that's the nature of reality, because that's any power structure would be doing essentially that. Any human organization that develops like, oh, so what do we want? We want power, we want control, we want our way.
Imagine the pissing incident. We witnessed that. We're the first-hand witness.
Yeah.
We know what we know, but imagine another person watching this from a distance away.
Yeah.
What does that mean to that person? What's the truth?
Was not a big deal to them. Like, bro, you weren't there. You weren't that close. You didn't see how I saw it. You didn't hear how I heard it.
See, so that's the thing, right?
Even if specks flying off, like aggressively off the concrete, you're gonna tell me about my experience? It's my lived experience. I'm a victim here, okay? We can't let go. We can't let it go.
No, right? But what's the truth? It's gonna get distorted into something else. If this got into the news, it will be something completely different than what it is.
You could spin it so many ways. And that's the media, essentially what it is. Media is spinning. It's always spinning, because when in the history of anything have you heard an impartial take from what? News?
No.
Media articles, people, the sensationalism is built into our whole communication.
Yeah.
Because that's
what sells.
That's what sells. That's what you will find interesting. But it became so rampant that essentially it went into hyperspace, right? Now it's all about sensationalization. Now you just want sensations, because there's something about that tension there.
But that's the system being built, right? That's the system by which
there's something in this process of the attention both feeding and consuming, this sensation, essentially. Like all the algorithms
Yeah, this is why when you get meta about it, right? It's like
Yes, there's no
it's
shortage of things to become
it's
meta.
weird too because we're doing this as well, right? In a
Oh, yeah.
way, we're trying to gain something from doing this because otherwise we could choose not to record this. We could choose not to let
Right.
anybody else know about what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on other than
But the purity of intentions could be, you know, if I'm thinking you can be pure in your intentions, and that could be visible to people.
right. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're fake, people can tell.
Yeah,
Right. If you're
because we're not actors. Like I won't be able to act for
No.
the life of me. And I'm terrible at lying.
Yeah.
So, but I could be lying. Am I good at lying or am I bad at lying? No. Am I lying or am I lying about lying?
Trixie.
But yeah, the whole topic about the control of attention, it seems to be very poignant because
In the modern day.
we're all experiencing it. And the way that everybody's hooked on online media and online and social media,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Like I can't, like I don't live a day without it because I'm used to it. I'm used to it being part of my informational consumption cycle. Because even if I'm not looking, which is why would you be looking for information? What do you need information for?
Don't even
Just
look
go
for
and cook
things,
breakfast and chill out. What do you need information on?
but somehow you hook onto it.
But there's like, oh, what's going
on?
Who is writing what? What is this guy on? So what is that? Why?
Why do you want to know?
What do you want?
Yeah, why do you want to know?
What is nothing is missing.
But somehow you feel something's missing.
But that's the question, right? Is the age-old question. I think
Right.
even Joe Rogan, like in his early days, he was questions like, are these algorithms, do they exist because we like them to be that way? Or they exist that way to shape our behavior?
Well, it's self-reinforcing too,
It is.
right? You
It's kinda
create
like
we
linked.
created this stuff
Yeah.
and then it's built so perfectly that it's,
that it creates this loop essentially of like it created a whole ecosystem
yeah.
of us of information. Because before that, and imagine the information
And
that people dealt with before the internet.
And the people who made this stuff, they probably themselves do not watch any of that. Like they have actually good information on
Well, that's
iTunes.
the thing, yeah. When you know how the sausage is made,
Yeah. So they want you to be
you're equipped with knowledge how to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure, and I think I've actually maybe heard about this that, yeah, essentially intelligent people who are interested in even raising their kids right, they recognize that
Yeah, that's
social
why
media
they
and all this
banned this for their
swiping
kids.
and
Yeah.
shit, it's
They
a virus.
exactly.
It's not good. It's not
kids
good.
should not be looking at this stuff until they're of a certain age.
It's not good for you in so many ways, but primarily for developing human and nervous system. It's definitely going to be different if you grow up with this stuff versus without it. It's gonna change you for sure.
Yeah.
But the question is, if it changes you towards what it is changing you. What for you to be a part of this informational cycle?
Does that mean that you cannot be exposed to this stuff too early? Meaning
that for sure.
Meaning too early can be bad.
Because essentially, so.
But naturally, why would that be the problem though?
Because it's too much information out there. Because anybody can manipulate this information any way they see fit. And for a growing young mind who is not able to discern anything, it's like being captured.
Yeah,
you're going to be captured by all these players who want you to. They want you to be a good consumer to their brand, etc., etc., etc. That's their intention. That's what they want. They don't care about sell you something. They don't care about you're growing up, a growing child, a growing being, etc. That's where it becomes. It's still the jungle. The rule of the jungle still applies.
Yeah.
You can't be. What are you going to trust in this world? You're going to give an iPad to a kid and trust the iPad to not like, here's an iPad, you're tired of dealing with it. Go entertain yourself. And go on the internet? Have you seen the internet, bro? Have you seen what's going on the
Got on
internet?
the internet, man. Ever since
I'm afraid to go on the internet
Yeah.
as a grown ass man.
these days. Oh, I don't. But I remember when I used to have dial-up. You know, you got a dial-up
Oh, wow.
modem.
I remember that.
But yeah, even then it was corrupting. Even back then, when it wasn't that much stuff, I was onto porn a lot earlier than
Immediately.
yeah, because it's there on the internet, right?
Dude.
But even then, access was hard to get by. Even then, right?
For sure.
But now, Jesus Christ,
For
man,
sure,
it's fucking everywhere.
It was like a gem. It was like stumbling upon treasure if you found porn online. But in the early internet,
Dude, I remember the time when
and then it loads.
Oh my god, man!
Another core memory.
Yeah, it's so slow, right? It's like, how long do I have to wait?
That's people only of millennial age and further generations that can only
Jesus
understand
Christ.
this, dude. There's a unique experiences that are generations younger than millennial don't even know what it is because it's you had to be there. It's a visceral experience of knowing what it's like, of having floppy disks.
Yeah,
I used to write Mortal Kombat games on 9 floppy disks and transport it from one computer
but
to
you
another.
see, you have to actually do work.
Oh yeah,
Now it's just too easy.
it's too easy, dude.
Right? You should need to do work to get to it.
Well, this is where it's interesting to think about because from one standpoint, from a standpoint of a kid who did have to use the 9 diskettes to get Mortal Kombat, and now you don't have to deal with anything like that. Now you can press a button on your computer and the game...
You lose the meaning. That was the whole quest. That was the whole... The fact that you had to jump through hoops, doing all these stuff to get to, you know, that's what
it's true. It was a whole journey, dude. I wanted the game so much that like I had to find a way to get it.
Find it.
So first, okay, this guy has the game. It's like I'm visiting with my parents as a guest, and like, okay, I want this game.
I need to get it.
How do I get it? You need diskettes. No, you need to figure out how to
burn it.
How to separate the game into the multiple pieces.
Yeah. And
you
then
need to
burn
figure
on
out
the
how
floppy.
to archive. You need to figure out how to burn it onto different
the floppy
floppies.
disks.
Then you need to figure out how to install it back from the floppies because you need to unarchive it in a specific sequence to put it back together. And it's a whole process, dude. So you need to be a programmer. And I was just...
But you want it so bad. But you want it so bad, you figure it out.
Yeah.
So...
Dude, I remember that too. to getting it, the game on your computer, this whole process, and running it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yes.
That's the biggest part of what makes it so memorable and so great. Is not just because the game itself, it's the experience of getting, you know, to that experience.
Yeah, there's something about the journey. You know what else I remembered from those days? I used to record songs on the cassette tapes. From the radio, from other cassette tapes. I used to make my own mixes. I used to make like my own covers for the cassettes, like with art. I gave it to my friends and stuff. It was like a little DJ.
Yeah,
you get songs from like, this tape and this tape, combine your own, mix your own tape, rewind with the pencil, the whole thing. The media back then, man, was analog,
which was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was physical. It was like actual physical media.
Yeah, that's the problem that we created for ourselves these days. Is that yes, digitization has its I know, right? I mean, digitization has its benefits, of course, but the problem is we're relying so much on it.
It's so the part about it being so not physical,
you lose the magic, right? It's instant.
It does bother me.
Instant.
It does bother me.
You know,
the non-physicality of it, because essentially your whole reality, my whole reality, sit in front of a computer. So like your body is not even getting used to. You're not using your senses to engage with all of this. It's just all in the mind. It's too limited.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Compared to the 90s, always winning, man. Like I don't know what else to say.
The 90s, man.
The 90s. It was something was in the air, man. It was a different.
Well, not the 90s in Russia though. Right, that's the worst time.
But I mean, even that is part of the recipe, you know? It's part of the flavor.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a story essentially. Everything makes for such a good story. And when there's difficulty in life, especially on that level, you know, like I heard many times my parents like recount those story those times.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, like the crazy stories, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy stories about um I think in my native town for something like a decade, my parents was saying there was essentially there was nothing. There was no produce, no nothing, no money. So whatever you wanted to get, you'd have to barter.
Wow.
So it was so bad that there was just like we're on the brink of non-existence because there's no resources that you have access to.
Right.
There's not even you can buy anything. Like if you could get a bag of you know noodles, that was luxury. Everything else, like I don't know. Like from what my parents are telling me, like I don't know how we survive. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But they somehow made it. They mm, grew a whole human being, me, while not having anything. It's insane. I don't know how they did it. I'm not. I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't think so. Like, and that's the world that shaped people like that.
Yeah.
This world,
They're so much stronger than us. For people these
yeah,
days. I'm just saying that's just the truth. You know, like the amount of stuff that happens to them, what their experiences, really inform how, you know, like
yeah. There's something that like for people, and I mean,
they're tough people.
there's plenty of people who live in those difficult
Yeah.
situations these days. But that
But
life,
something about the culture changes so much that we
it makes you much more appreciative of things. That's for sure.
yeah.
You know, it makes you appreciate the small things because, yeah, like this is, I live in luxury essentially. We live in luxury,
Yeah.
you know, compared to most of history of
Yeah.
most of humans. So it's insane.
This is why I did start with I want to be grateful with what I have.
Yes.
I made that intention.
I think that's the core, and that essentially, I believe that's the core of spirituality. If any person should be spiritual in one specific way, it's always return to gratitude for what you have.
Yeah.
Because as long as you do that, I think everything else will be done right. Like everything else will be centered around that. But the gratitude, there's no wrong way. No, you can't go wrong with that. Just by being grateful to everybody, to people around you, to what you have, to your health, to
Because
well-being, just to what you have.
yeah,
right now.
because nobody has it easy. Okay, anybody, everybody in this world is gonna have a hard in some ways, right? Because that's that's what life is. You got to, you know. Of course, we don't want to be in situations where, you know, it's we don't want anything terrible to happen to us, you know. But the world is what it is. Sometimes it do be like that. So you have to be grateful for what you have because you could lose it just like that, you know?
Yeah. I've recently kind of started feeling a little bit of the age difference. I already feel it because the injuries
Right.
don't heal as well, and the vulnerabilities of the body become more obvious, more apparent. So I already have to like be more careful with my training and what I do and how I do it.
Yeah.
So you have to adjust. We have to adjust with the rhythms of life. It
is.
changes. You can't go balls to the wall. Like no, you can't do that. You literally can't afford to because your body doesn't support it. This is how I got myself into the situation with my shoulder again, injuring. Because I went back to the
balls to the
gym.
wall.
I went balls as well. All right. What powerlifting, the dumbbells, everything. It's explosive movements, whatever I want, right? No, can't really do exactly just whatever you want.
Yeah.
You do have to adjust
To your
with the reality. Like I mean, it kind of dictates. You can't really do. So this is where your mind is not, it kind of recognizes that it's not primal. Because if physical reality is like this, and this is your physical body, and the physical reality of your body is that you can't do that type of motion and that type workload, you have to adjust to that. Because
Yeah.
if you don't, you're going to suffer.
Right.
So you can't ignore reality. So in that way, to reduce some suffering, remove suffering, you have to, I guess, pay attention to
Just be
reality.
mindful of,
Yeah, to pay
of your,
attention
how
to,
you feel,
what's going on,
and
how you
what's
feel, where you are. But that
what's-
mindfulness is kind of like, this is where it's so nebulous to me, such that concept, because ideally you'd be aware of everything in the right time and the right
But the
circumstance.
problem is with modern media and what have you, how we consume information is so. I think we tend to get like we miss a lot, right? Like in our day to day life, you're so clueless to a lot of things. Like you're not
True,
being
true,
aware of your
true,
surroundings.
because
Like you're so focused on that kind of
your attention is being taken away
yeah.
by all these
So
informational streams. For sure.
meaning that
You
you're
feel it.
just kind of in this haze all the time. You're like, oh, you're not watching where you move, where you going, or where you were supposed to do, right? You kind of in this haze. So I think that's the problem with the kind of fast
Yeah,
moving.
I kind of feel that way for sure. I feel like I'm more in my head
Yeah,
than I'm in physical reality and
exactly. Yeah,
surroundings,
that's what happens to most people these days,
which
right?
is so strange
Which
because
is all here because you just consuming that information, right, all the time. And you're not. I mean, yes, you can go out for a walk and all that, but it seems like there's the lingering effect. Like you always want to come back to this.
I think it's definitely my personal. There's something that in me that is hooked on the information like that
Yeah,
because I prioritize it above.
I think that's what everybody is experiencing for the most part.
That's not good.
It is not good, but this is what's going on, right? Everybody is. I mean, this is the reason. Part of the reason why YouTube is so powerful is that what everybody is watching, right? They're watching on their TV. They're, on their laptop, on their phone, on their, But that's the thing. People are doing this, right? And of course, YouTube as a media, of course, it has all these
But YouTube is just one
algorithms.
of those things. But it's true. It's so big. It's such a big part of everybody's life. Everybody's watching
More
YouTube.
and more.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Because my mom watches YouTube.
yeah, it's there, right? So,
So, but that's kind of goes to show that we are interested in consuming media and information, and this is just the best form and shape that is ever taken in the
Right.
history of humans because
exactly, yeah.
nobody has been able to invent it yet that way. But this is like
Yeah.
peak because
And it's self-reinforcing because we can create something like
dude,
this.
I study stuff on YouTube. Like I learn about the legit information that I want to learn about from actual real humans
Right.
who are like, hey, look at
Yeah.
this stuff, and they like present information.
Look, there's definitely great benefit for this whole system because you have the scientific discussions and stuff on
it's
YouTube.
like
You
a
can
big
find
informational
it's a
ecosystem.
big library. You can find any information that like truly is.
But there's some kind of like inertia to it essentially. Like it sucks you in. There's so much of it that you like. Is this what life is supposed to be?
It's designed. That's the thing.
Is
Doom
this what
scrolling is designed for you to keep doing it,
Is
right?
this what? But is that what you want? Is that what we want? Is
That's not really what.
that's not life?
No. So you do have to kind of
Life has got to be outside the screens.
So that's why you have to be mindful of what you're doing, right? Because I think it's inevitable that this is part of our life now. Like you can't even say, oh, 100% like zero.
No, then you're gonna have to like somehow design your life, like your livelihood, etc.
Yeah, you won't because like with work, you get
So,
notifications, you get messages,
so
you got email.
integrated.
It's all built in. So the
I
only
mean,
thing
you would have to like go out
out
your
your
way
way to
to
do.
create like proper informational hygiene. Not to say it's not doable. You can definitely do it, but it would have to be a very you'd have to have a very strong intention and mindset to do it because it's so difficult. Because everything is designed to grab your attention. Like, subscribe to this, get
Come on,
this
the
app.
cat video. That's how cat videos
The cat
started, right?
videos,
They're just cute. I mean, you can't argue with it. So yeah.
So that's the question. Like, is it so? Like, is this what we want? Because surely we designed it and developed it into something that we wanted at some point, right?
Yeah, it's very hard to pull apart which part is the want
Yeah.
versus it becomes a money making machine, and then people are just doing it for the sake of it generating the income,
Yeah.
right? Which along the way was it, I mean, I'm sure
The pure idea would be that, so it goes back to, is like, if money was not an issue, right, then everybody would be just creating for pure enjoyment, and that would be the best content too. Because imagine if there was uh, essentially your own rules for how you can create your content, the content you want to create, the way you want to create it. If you have carte blanche, it's totally different life than I have to do this, I have to do this specific way, and I have to do this in this ecosystem. But that's, utopia, and we can dream. But uh, yeah, if anything, that what money can buy is the creative freedom and opportunities.
for an artist, yes,
Yeah.
that's the only thing that money really provides, because it's really not everything, nothing else.
Yeah, because what
than
else?
that.
Like nothing else.
Because
would be
there's
the
only
point,
so much
right?
material stuff that you really want.
Yeah, what do you
right?
want? Nothing
It
else.
only
is
gets to a
interesting.
level where it
Nothing
doesn't matter anymore.
Nothing gets close to creation, essentially creating.
Yeah,
Because it's divine. It's divine no matter how you look at it, and it's the best game in town. So
and the fact that you do have creative impulses, I think
You do.
everybody does.
at the core of it, this creative energy,
Yeah,
that
so-
is making all of this. I don't even know. I
It-
don't understand its nature.
So for the artist, it's a matter of how can you execute that onto a medium, or somehow being able to showcase that to other people.
Yeah.
Because obviously, that's what I'm saying. Everybody is creative, but some people might not have the technical abilities to get their idea out in the form
Well,
that
this-
it.
Everything is a craft, You
Right, so you do have to craft it. Yeah,
you
you
have
do
to
have to
hone the
craft it.
craft no matter what.
Yeah,
No matter what niche you're in, what type of craft you're in, and you do it different ways. You do it in a specific, concrete way where you're actually studying and prove it. But mostly, you do it by practicing the art form, honing it, iterating, and, paying attention, noticing what you can improve. How can it be better, and applying yourself at the form again and again. That's the game.
it has to be enough of a driving point for you to wake up in the morning or wanting to do it, not because
Yes.
you had to, just because you want to do it.
Yes,
That's
but
it,
because
you
you
know?
want to see, what can I create today? What can be created today? What is gonna be? What is it gonna be? That itself is exciting, because, yeah, think about that. Like waking up with that thought in mind. Ooh, what can I create
Right.
today? It's exciting.
Instead of reacting to what's happening,
Yeah, or letting anything else go.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
typically that's what you do when you wake up. Oh, what do I have to deal with it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so see, because there are kind of good there are bad routines, there are good morning routines, and this is a good morning routine for sure. Like, I want to practice that, waking up with that idea in mind. What can I create
What create today?
And with that excitement, because it's all about the state, the emotional
Yeah.
state, the because if you get into it, it's a whole different type of day that you're gonna have if you start with that in mind. No matter what today is.
Because the human output is really depending on how that person is feeling. Like, yes, I know people are
The
saying
mindset is
it's
a
about
big part of it.
discipline, it's not about motivation, about whatever. Yes, but the thing is, as you're doing things, you are motivated in certain respect, right? In certain respect, you are motivated to do a certain thing. Otherwise, why would you even do that, right? When it doesn't, because we're all driven by.
But practicing that mindset essentially can pay off.
Yes.
This will be like a looped effect.
Exactly. So you're making it more likely to happen.
Yes.
Than than making
Essentially, you want to make it into a habit, because even if you wake up and you're, say, not rested, you're groggy, etc. But if you get yourself into a habit of, all right, what can I create today? And it's like a magic trick.
Yeah.
You okay,
Conjure
reality
up.
is whatever. We need to get back on track. We need
Conjure
to
us with
get,
magic.
yes, we need to conjure yourself a good mood, a good disposition. Because if you're not gonna do it, nobody's gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
So this is just item number 3
Jesus
from our list. But this is it works as designed.
Yeah.
You see the little seed of the list, the power of the list.
Yeah.
The seed unfolds into who knows what, because not all of this is directly related to where it started, but it all is connected. You can hear the neurons firing because something links all of this stuff together. Oh, that brings me to the next item on the list. And that one is why? Because somebody fucked up.
What? Yes, of course. No, that's the thing. Like, you will say it as a joke, but you still think about it.
But that's what makes it so profound.
But that's
It's
true though.
It's unassailable.
It's happening because somebody fucked up.
Yeah. And I don't remember exactly how we spiraled into that conversation. I just remember that answer was so universally
Yeah.
acceptable
Yeah.
in every single inquiry that it's just true.
Yeah. It's
Why did
truism,
that
man.
happen?
It's a
Why do we
truism.
have to deal with this bullshit? Because somebody fucked up.
And it's true. Because it wouldn't be happening if somebody's not fucked up.
Yeah.
In the modern,
we wouldn't be talking about it.
yeah,
Okay?
in the modern day, nothing happens for no reason.
Yes.
So, and see, the thing is, now everything is separate from nature because it's not like, oh, something happening in nature, of course. You wouldn't say that's fucked up or nature fucked up. It's just, that's the way it is. But in the modern day human world, when we say that, you
There's a lot
know,
of that.
somebody fucked up.
There's a lot of that.
Somebody, like, it was not how it's supposed to be.
Is humanity just one big incompetence machine? What is going on, guys? What is happening?
We made the rules and then we can't keep
What is
the
happening
rules.
that we have to put that on the list? How did that make on the list? That's how prominent of a problem that
Yeah,
is.
of a problem it is.
That we
Somebody
recognize
fucked up.
Us, a couple of guys who just like had to codify this wisdom. You know what? It deserves a separate line on the list.
What's going on? Somebody
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And yes, think of any problem that ever happened. The reason that problem happened because somebody fucked up.
It's unassailable.
You can't. It's
You can't reduce
universally
it.
true.
You can't reduce it any further.
It's universally true in all circumstances. Like, it's an axiom. Okay, that's what an axiom is.
Yeah.
It cannot be. It's a given reality.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what language you speak. You know, it's what country you're from.
Like, I'll tell you the latest instance. Today, I ordered a new SIM cards for my dad and for my mom to switch providers.
Okay.
And my dad received the SIM card. He installed it in his phone.
Okay.
Threw away his existing SIM card, and then he comes to me and is like, "All right, they just make the phone work." I'm like, bro, there's a whole process. What do you want to? And then he says in his code he's ready to leave for the New Year's Eve. Like, all right, make it work. I'm like, what do you mean? Now you want me to what? We're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be the whole thing. Have to sit down and buy this thing, purchase this thing, transfer this thing, switch that thing, pay for that thing. He thought it was simple. It was like so simple. Like, bro, no, it's. So we started looking for the old SIM card he threw out. It's in the garden. We can't find it.
Fuck.
So we can't find it. Like, he's like, all right, what are the odds? Like, let's finish setup right now. I'm like, okay, let's try it. I sit on the computer. I try to switch his account with a new provider. It says error, go fuck yourself. So many things went wrong in this instance, but somebody fucked up for sure. On the website, somebody fucked up. My dad fucked up because he just assumed the process was so simple. It was so simple. And why would you throw out is your existing working SIM card that you have now working before it's what do you? So it's fucked up, right? Right. It's incorrect. It's
in his mind. It's like old out, new in. That's it.
And it's like immediate.
Immediate.
It's too seamless. We're not
Yeah.
there yet. We're not there yet, okay? So the fuck up in this situation,
It's a cluster.
it's yes, it's sort of the clusterfuck variety for sure.
Too many levels
The
of it.
degree is definitely there's
many-
so many failure levels. It failed on so many levels that it got promoted to clusterfuck.
Failed on so many levels. That shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have escalated to that degree, okay? It should have been prevented from the whole situation should not have arisen in this reality.
Ugh.
It
This
was
is
not
why-
necessary to
This is
happen.
why you don't want to know sometimes, man. Jesus Christ. Oh.
It's real, okay? It's just happened today. Why? Because you should think better.
Because screw you, that's why.
You should like I don't know what's exactly,
Cogitate.
but that's too broad of a thing. Ideally, you'd always cogitate the right things, but how do you know if you don't know the right things? You assume too much. You assume and
yeah.
you're too hopeful and too optimistic, but
Yeah.
how do you
That's
not
what
do
happens.
that? How do you not do that? You just
See, I give you that saucer thing, right?
yeah.
It broke because I didn't take enough.
It didn't. You fucked up.
Yeah, it tripped because
Yeah.
I didn't pack it well enough. And that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Even though nothing happened, but something happened.
Yeah, you didn't prepare for the eventuality
Yeah.
that what it resulted in that.
Yeah.
But nobody can prepare for all eventualities like that. That's the paradoxical part, that we're destined to fuck up.
Yeah.
It's a given.
Yeah. Because you're expecting some scenario, but somebody else is expecting something else as well. And there's all that colliding together.
Not only
right?
that, but your expectations are essentially they're out of sync. They're not based on latest information,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's so easy, dude. It's so easy to do
Out of
that
sync.
to do that mistake.
To be
essentially.
out of sync.
The mistake is that I don't know how to describe it, because essentially the mistake is that you don't have some information. But whose fault is that?
But you see, even that, people have manipulated that to make money, right?
Right.
The time difference between information, asymmetrical,
No, the whole scamming thing is just it's mind blowing to me still, man. The fact that it's like a market essentially.
Yeah.
There's a marketplace of scams out there. Like it's an art form in its own regard if you think about it.
It's a pipeline.
To make a scam that works, to execute it so it works for a prolonged amount of time, so it makes you money, and to not get caught in the scam, it's an art form for sure. I mean, at that point, at that level, if you can just look at it from an art point of view, it's an art form. But what kind of scumbags
But that's how but
participate in that art
It's
form?
fucked up, but because in the news, right? In Southeast Asia, some of those places, oh my God, they ran the centers for scam, and they enslave people to do
This
the
is
whole.
where it gets very interesting to think about how spiritual those places are.
Yeah.
That's what's going on in those places. You know, how do these places birth so much spirituality
And they weren't thinking about that.
that then they house such evil and inadequacy?
I think that's
How's
part
that
of the
possible?
problem of the separateness, right? The idea that people would delusion themselves thinking that we all separate. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm separate from you. You're not me. I'm not you. I'm
Yeah,
not
so I can
you.
do
And
that to you,
therefore,
no problem.
right. So in that separateness, what it breeds is just levels of it, right? Eventually, people justify to themselves, like, oh, you know what? I don't care about these people. Therefore, I can make a scam. I can do all this so that I can
Yeah.
enrich myself, and that's it. I don't care about other people. Doesn't matter to me.
I still can't get over the part where you are consciously and essentially deliberately fucking over living people. But imagine having that as a mindset. Imagine like doing that accidentally or inadvertently or like subconsciously is one thing, but having that as your mantra All right, who can I fuck over today?
Some people are like that, you know. That's why they call them
But
the devil,
that's
right?
evil then.
But
That's
yeah,
what evil is.
there are some people that are just evil. They're just like that. There's no reason. There's no explanation saying, "Oh, this happened, and then that's why he became like this." No, some people are just innately. There's nothing you can explain why they want to do that. But they just
Cue Hitler conversation.
no, even worse than Hitler, because Hitler at least he grew into that. I'm talking about some people who are just outright, you know, as a kid.
Well, there's
evil.
also
As a kid, they all want to kill.
yeah,
they
yeah,
want to
there-
do
yeah. There's levels of messed upness that
yeah.
we all deal with. But what curious is like how this obviously there's stuff in this human unconscious. There is something that's kind of some kind of informational field where
Yeah.
all of that darkness is contained.
It's like a
for
glitch,
sure.
right? It happened to that person, and
And then it spreads, yeah, and then it like echoes through eternity, essentially, right? So what is that?
that's one.
How
way
do
to-
how
that's
do
one
we
way to look at it.
how do we eradicate it? Like, can it echo out into like silence, or does it echo forever? And if it echoes forever, what is that? Is that the devil? That's what
Right.
it's some kind of essentially dark impulse, right? Dark human impulses, because there's there for sure.
Right.
We'll all have them, but somehow some people are completely driven by them, while others not so much.
I think on the biography of
Who determines
I look
that?
at some I look at the a video talking about Stalin, how he grew up,
Hmm.
explaining his youth, and I think part of for him, he as a kid, I think he attended a execution, but that was like
Keystone moment.
mandatory. Like people actually at the time
It was
actually it's a thing. Like you need to go and watch.
oh look, the new execution draws.
Yeah, basically, because the government is saying these are the bad people,
Oh wow!
right? They must be killed.
Okay,
so don't do
that's-
this.
That's top level propaganda.
Right.
then.
But then Stalin was like, as opposed to be traumatized by
He
this
was like,
experience,
oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I want to be like that guy. I want to be that guy who's killing like all those people. Like that's how he feels. It's like that's cool. Like I want to be like that because it's a power, right? He
And
feels
this-
the power that these people
But
have.
so this is interesting how it propagates. Then you see, because if that didn't happen in his
maybe
reality, maybe he never
maybe
the direction,
or maybe
maybe
it's-
he never knew that stuff can even exist.
right.
Like that. Because if you never thought
Yeah,
about that,
if you don't know
if
those
you never
stuff.
encountered,
Yeah.
it, but imagine seeing that in person.
But then he's primed for it though. Like, so even if it doesn't happen in that way, he's so primed. So that kind of, I don't know what you call that, but
Some kind of predisposition.
yeah. So no matter, I suppose, even if that didn't happen, then some
Well,
form of it.
that's the interesting part about speculating about this, because I
Right.
mean, I think psychologists would agree with that. But what does that mean? Because it enters this predetermination
Yeah.
territory, which is,
So it doesn't mean that he, yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean that.
but it kind of
100% gonna be.
sounds like it, because it's in the car.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
What? I keep doing that.
You did that?
I keep accidentally swiping on
Whoa,
the screen.
that's perfect though.
That's-
Like what?
That's a new meta mode of
Oh my god! Just
of
throw random
engaging
shit.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Exactly. Yeah, we don't
It's like-
negotiate.
It's like a Ouija board, but it's a soundboard that you accidentally
It's a
trigger
wizard.
in the right context.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing, right? Some people are they're not destined, but like they're they're primed.
You essentially
for-
you inherit something.
yeah, the more likelihood of it to happen is
You
more
inherit
likely.
some kind of something. But what is there to do about it? That's the thing, because even like in the genes, so I know that the genes unfold in certain circumstances, but you don't know which genes you have and which circumstances unlock what.
Yeah.
So you don't have anything to do anyway.
So
The reality unfolds however it's unfolding.
Yeah.
already. There's nothing for anybody to do.
so there are some really smart and self-aware psychopath. I
Right.
remember they out themselves. Like, I'm a psychopath, like
Oh, yeah.
clinically. but I understood why I am. I try not to do that. Therefore, I try to talk
Self-aware.
to other people about what people like me are like, because I don't want to be
Well, that's like some extra capacity there, because even like
to
be
understand
even
what's
to understand it to that level and
Yeah.
then to come out is kind of makes you not a psychopath. So there's something like you transcended it at that
right. He
point,
transcended,
you know?
but he definitely had the
Because
traits,
psychopathy would
all
be
the-
essentially
you
it's
don't care.
compelling. Like
Yeah.
it's you can't escape
You
it.
can't escape.
It's like your nature to
Right.
exploit and do all this stuff. So that kind of is an example of transcending your. It's a pattern. Everything
Yeah.
is a sort of a pattern.
Because once you understand it, right? Imagine if you're a psychopath and you've been
and you have
told.
you have awareness of, okay, I see myself doing that.
Yeah. So imagine you have all the literature, people give you the information,
And you
actually
recognize
learn it,
yourself
you
in it,
recognize,
yeah.
you see, oh, okay, I see.
That's what I'm doing.
So there's the meta kind of perspective.
But see, as a psychopath, or really as any person, if I read about it, it's like, and I found myself, your conclusion would be like, okay, they know about people like me and they don't like us.
Mhm.
That would be your first thought. But then what you do with that, what determines that is
Yes.
interesting.
I mean,
because
some
you
people
can
will hide
go
it, obviously.
because you can use that knowledge to further
Yeah.
your specialty of psychopathy, or you can try. Well, we're gonna throw a few things of our list. Let's see. That one was why somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's like, see, like a lot of these we have to really explain, and that's part of why I wanted to do it, because there's just a lot of lore, a lot of wisdom, a lot of layers.
Yeah.
But this next one is going to be a little bit difficult to explain. I know. It's about that time when we were hanging out at the Tommy Thompson Park,
Yeah.
and my friend called me, I think, and I had to talk to her. I had to explain to her that I'm hanging out with a Chinese guy.
This is screaming fluffer.
That's right. Wow.
You remember that?
I remember that shit.
That was
Of course.
a whole episode.
I was like Jackie Chan.
Because I had to then do it. I told you what was happening. That I was, but so I have to explain.
To explain.
I have to explain to explain. I have to explain explanation and the explaining.
The more you explain, the more unexplainable it is.
Yeah. I think it sounds fine in Russian. It's just when there's no way to translate it. There's no good way to translate it. It's like when you translate it, it sounds like I'm hanging out with a Chinaman. But that's just what you would say.
Yeah.
And my neighbor didn't bat an eye, she's like, okay, as you are.
But then it's like, why are you being specific?
Yeah. Why did I have to specify? I actually don't know. That's
just
the part.
You
It's
just feel like you need to.
I had to, just so she doesn't get any ideas. It's the Chinese guy, Just like, so it's the Chinese guy. To derive what information from that? What are we drinking tea? What is that? What does that mean?
Just be watchful with your words, okay?
Why
words means things, okay?
Why did it have to get Chinese? Why wasn't it just you hang out with whoever?
Yeah, if anybody with a power of deduction will be like, this is fishy.
Why did I have to provide that extra information? What was even the motivation? So like, okay, you know what? I remember, it was very spontaneous. It was on the nose. She was like, what you doing? And I'm like,
right.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with a Chinese guy. Because that's actually exactly what I was doing.
That's what she's asking. Exactly. She want the exact.
She asked me what I was doing. I told her exactly
This is
what I
like
was
typical
doing.
male brain, right? So, you want this exactly? Yeah, I'll give you exactly.
I don't know. I don't have time to make stuff up.
See,
I'm hanging out with a Chinese guy.
That's the thing. This is what happens when you don't context, bro. You gotta put in context.
That's too much context.
Yeah, easier to explain to just say it's a Chinese guy.
Because you when you call it, like, oh, what you doing, right? And then,
but it's more suspicious. Because they
What am I gonna? I'm not gonna. What am I gonna say? What else can I say? Is that's what's happening? I don't have time to make stuff up. It's like because I would have like I'm hanging out with the Chinese guy. That's just what's happening.
what's the real? That's
That's what's actually happening.
yeah, that's what's happening.
I just described the actual reality perfectly. That's I completed the mission. Exactly what was asked. I delivered.
Failed successfully.
What are you doing? I'm hanging out with the Chinese.
It's the truth.
That's just what you do sometimes.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. You should do that sometimes.
But they're gonna be like, "What? You Chinese?"
That sounds
Yeah,
like
but it became so much funnier afterward, right?
because I couldn't even because if you try to explain it
Yeah.
in English or in any context,
There is no context.
Yeah. Why would you specify it? I don't know.
It's the truth.
It was the easiest
Sometimes
thing
the
to,
truth is
to just to translate reality as to,
truth
like,
is uncomfortable.
as opposed
okay?
to like start like I don't know, I'm like
You have to
on the
make shit up
beach.
then.
Dude, I remember it tripped you the hell up, dude.
Yeah.
You were dying laughing. You were just trying to comprehend, trying to incomprehend. You just you don't know what's going on. You're just suddenly
Yeah.
that's
This is that funny, man.
yeah.
You're like, what?
But the fact that I told you afterwards is what's
Yeah.
even. Why did I tell you? What
The full truth. Nothing but the truth.
the full circle? Why did I have to talk to you
No.
about that?
You're being a truthful guy, right? You gotta there's no lies.
I'm too truthful.
Yeah, you gotta tell everything.
So first I told my friend that I'm hanging out with the Chinese guy, and then I told the Chinese guy what I was telling my friend on the phone. I can't keep a secret for life of me.
Yeah.
Don't trust your secrets from me. I won't be able to keep.
And the interpretation.
Yeah, I'll interpret the hell out of them. I offer my unwelcome analysis, and I'll call it for exactly for what it is. If I see you hanging out with a Chinese guy, that's just what I'm gonna call it. Because better watch out. Hey, if I see you hanging out with a Chinese guy,
So the lesson is we're all racist.
see, it's not racist. It's
Just stating the fact.
I have to justify my speech.
Just stating the fact.
Okay, that's actually funny because
But how would you refer it to though?
hold on,
Right?
wait.
Is the Chinese guy. I mean, what else are you gonna say?
Wait, so in English you say Chinese guy, but in Russian when we say a person, we can say a person of nationality
Yeah.
in one word.
Right.
So we just transform the Chinese guy to Chinaman,
Right.
but with any nation.
right. But just the people from that
Yeah.
place. Yeah.
Yeah. But see, like in English, you don't really do that, right? Okay, no, you can say Vietnamese.
But then
Wait, hold on. Okay, Chinese.
technically, yes, you can say that. But why do you need to specify?
But then with specification. Shit. Okay, yeah, I can't escape that one. No, I can't escape that one. I can't justify. Yeah.
Because right, you're saying so sophisticated, like almost as if you're the border guard identifying people. It's like, yeah, I'm just the Chinese nationality.
Oh wow. Yeah. Why did it have to be that precise?
Because it has to be precise
even though that's a fact.
in your mind.
But it's like saying like I'm hanging out with a 6-foot guy, right? It's just you're
Yeah,
specifying.
why are you
something. Why are you specifying it? What's the?
There's a reason why you're specifying, right?
What did I mean by that? Hold on. And why does she need to know about that? What about your Chineseness that's warranted notification?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, be careful. There's the Chinese belongs here, so be careful what you say.
It means I don't hang out.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it reminds me of this Ukrainian chick I used to talk to. And we were hiking on I think on some trail,
Yeah.
and then she's the conversation. I don't know how it went there, but she started like very openly racist remarks about like against Indians,
Oh, okay.
and I was just blown away by it because I I I don't remember encountering that in person, but to that person in their culture, it's normal.
Wow.
That's normal. So I was so culture shocked by that at that point that I was like, oh wow, we can't be I can't be talking to you because our worldviews are so far apart
Yeah.
that for me to start to explain
Yeah.
how wrong you are is not worth my time. You know what I mean? Because it was so
The update, it takes two
it was so casual, like because she was expecting me to like, oh
to
yeah,
agree, right?
she was just expecting me to like agree with everything she's saying. I'm like, uh, no, no, that sounds from some bigoted dumbass shit. That doesn't make any sense. So that was racist. Um, but even that, like, it's fun to dissect of what it is, right? Like, what actually is the problem?
There's
Because,
no problem. You were identifying.
but see, it's like it's a way of filtering reality,
Yeah.
because reality is whatever. There could be many people of any country and anywhere, but why do you specifically shape that lens of like these specific people and they're bad for this reason because it doesn't work for me in this case, so fuck these people? That's the mindset. But only because you choose to be really locked into that perspective of little me right here and all the benefits that I can gain and all the benefits that these people are like the enemies of or something. So
Right.
it's a very like myopic and
Yeah.
very narrow way of seeing things,
Yeah.
where you make the world your enemy,
And it's
which
like,
is but well, when it's not the case, really.
yeah, and also even if a person is not trying to, they want to learn and they want to know, there are going to be cases of misidentification, the information mismatch, right? Because you're not from the culture, you don't know
It's
certain thing about it,
to
and
me it's
then
the mindset. There's definitely, like, for example, compare, like, see, we can't even think about that because
we don't think
we're
about it.
essentially
Yeah.
metropolitan people.
Yeah,
We've traveled. We've
Yeah.
been in societies with
Yeah.
different languages. We know multiple languages.
yeah,
We can't even think in that way. But imagine you live your whole life in a small ass city in Ukraine. Your world is different.
yeah,
You don't know any other languages. You don't know any other people. Yeah, the whole world is a stranger and an enemy to you. When it's foreign and you don't know nothing about it, and it's foreign, it looks foreign, it sounds foreign, it does foreign things. Yeah.
Right.
So your natural instinct, but that's where it's like it's base. It means that you haven't risen above your instincts yet,
yeah,
because it's a certain point of development, surely, where you can recognize, oh, I'm part of a bigger society, bigger species. There are different ways of interacting with people, and not everybody's your enemy because you're just different people.
yeah.
No, so the breadth of thinking between that level and that level, that's why I felt like helpless in that interaction,
Too
because
much to explain.
because like, I was like,
how you gonna explain?
yeah, like, how am I gonna? You're gonna have
Because
to
that
bring
takes-
that person to a level somehow, but how are you gonna do that?
And it takes time too.
Oh yeah,
That information cannot be understood.
it can take a whole lifetime.
Yeah, you can't just
to change.
expect that person to, take all that
To make these
information in
conclusions
and then
to-
right away. No, they won't understand it, for one thing, right? They will say, "Oh, why are you like that?" Because that's the thing. When you talk to bigots, they double down. They're like, they think that all their reasons
That's
why.
because their worldview is part of their identity.
Yeah. So that's why they want to reinforce it then, right? That's what end up will happen. If you try to argue with them, they're like, they double down on their
It's an interesting dynamic, because essentially everything that you're kind of like can say, like, oh, this is the enemy. The only reason really you do that is so you can assert or create your own kind of identity.
yeah.
So you can say, I am not like that.
Yeah.
So, and you concentrate on that tension, on that difference. You make it the whole thing.
Yeah.
You
You
create it.
identify an
like-
entire.
Nobody cares that.
Oftentimes in life, it's
Yeah, I
so
think
complicated that
it's
there is no one cause to say, oh, this is the exact, source of the problem. It could just be many facets, many different things, and you can't grasp it. You can't even word it And people are frustrated. Of course, people will get frustrated when they can't word out exactly what's wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
Imagine right now, the economic situation is not great. Everybody's feeling in the gloom.
Yeah, who you gonna
And
blame?
who are you gonna blame, right? It's almost if you have
It's
to
like a
blame, you should
game.
blame everybody.
Yeah, it's a
right.
game.
Everybody
You're
is
gonna
at
blame.
fault.
Blame yourself, okay? Blame yourself first.
Yeah. So
What can you do about this?
so that's why some people will just want to find the easy way out. Is that I don't want to think about it. Just these people did it, or this,
But
whatever.
I don't
you know.
I don't know why I don't recall any time of my life where I have to thought like that, because it just seems dumb.
Yeah.
Like I never thought about like the xenophobia never made its way to me somehow. I don't know even why, because I grew up in Russia before there were
Well, that
multicultural
just
people in
means
there.
how well things were. People how well educated people are really. Because it means in that society, even from where you were at the time, which is
Yeah.
pretty far off from the major metropolitan area at the
Yeah.
time, right? Even there, you don't have these notions, meaning that information
think so.
travels
I
pretty
think
well,
it was
and people are
I
well.
don't remember dealing with anything like that.
They're educated enough to
Yeah.
know about the world, so they're not
If anything,
gonna be
like
close-minded.
me, like watching some of the like Russian media today, like I realize how little I know about Russia and its people, because there's all kinds of people and cultures that I'm just not familiar with, because there's too many.
Right. So
There are too many
many
to like,
different-
to know, not only just
Yeah.
know about, but to deal with. And if you live in Moscow, you do get to meet all of those people. That's actually the interesting part, that like all the different peoples, like they're different. They're really different.
right.
They have their own cultures, their own languages,
Yeah.
and they're all trying to like interact with you in Russian. And
It's the
the-
same if you go to China. Yeah, if you go to Beijing, the same. Like you can tell everybody's from
different
everywhere
places.
else. They have their accents, they have their mannerisms and
Yeah.
stuff like that. If you start noticing, right, you can.
So trippy.
It's
but if you like if you befriend people from all these different cultures, you just have such a better appreciation for people in general, I think, because you start seeing like how like everybody
how life could be.
how
You
yeah
could-
how
you
everybody
could-
has their own little version of reality that they
Yeah.
live in, and then you get to share it through the
Yeah, it's the
meaningful
beautiful
interactions.
part, right? It makes you more curious about other cultures, trying to learn. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing I appreciate about language. It's like there's so many. I start watching some Chinese stand-ups.
Mm.
I almost want to share it, but then you can't explain it. It's almost like if you watch
Yeah.
what they provide you with, the translation doesn't work.
I know
And it's like, okay, I
it's-
start thinking about it. Okay, if you aren't Chinese, you're not gonna get this.
Exactly,
If you don't learn all the slang, all the
and then imagine that existing in every culture and the
Yeah.
amount of cultures in the world.
yeah,
So their experiences they're intranslatable.
yeah.
You will not even
Some of
ever
these memes
get
are
them.
just like they're
so
so
specific.
specific with the
Yeah.
word. You have to understand it. The word. If you don't
context,
understand
yeah,
it,
the
the context plus the word.
the historical references, whatever it can be, right?
Yeah.
Some of those words that are so weighty that you need
Yeah.
to know a lot about the culture
Yeah.
and have lived experience, So that makes humor just something so incredibly
Very unique.
specific, unique, and
Specific,
peculiar
yeah.
to just to the culture and the language and to lived experience that is not even that accessible for the culture.
Yeah.
But imagine, dude, there's stand up in every like
I know,
culture,
right?
essentially, and you'll never be
You'll
able
be
to
watching
get it.
this like, I want to share this with the Chinaman, but then
Dude,
you don't understand.
dude, this reminds me, when I was in college, I somehow befriended this Korean guy
Yeah.
who was into making his own electronic music. So he would like come to college and give out his CDs
Oh,
and just, here's my music, listen to it.
cool.
Never encountered anybody doing that. And I think he was really into smoking a lot of green all the time. And then one time I was hanging out at his place in somewhere near uptown. We're doing like a project for graphic design or something, and then he decided to smoke up, and then he put on a Korean stand-up TV show where people
okay.
some kind of funny things, and he was just expecting me to sit with him and watch it because he's high, I guess.
I guess.
So I I sat with him watching Korean stand-up in Korean
Yeah.
while not speaking Korean, and it was hilarious. It was like, because the whole situation was so funny to me.
Right.
That alone
Yeah.
made me like laugh at everything that was happening. And he found that also so funny because I guess he realized it. at some
Yeah.
point.
This is.
But then the fact that nobody cared and we just
Yeah,
were
we just
laughing our
laughed at
asses
it.
off regardless
That's
was
cool.
hilarious.
That was so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that guy was very interesting. He was very like kind of like yeah, he doesn't explain himself, you know,
Oh, okay.
but like just
Just
very
do
aloof,
things.
very
do
aloof, but
stuff.
very cool. Like cool. Like he was good at design actually. He was like definitely competent. Like makes music, has his own design, etc. Travels the world to study. I think he was
Wow.
rich too. I don't. So, but the fact that that's how he like rolls, like yeah, I'm just gonna put on a Korean show with this Russian guy who doesn't speak Korean.
It's almost like
That's what we're gonna do.
it feels almost like an anime character.
I know. Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
The one which is smoking, you know,
Yeah.
casually, and then
So what a hilarious situation to like to what like if I okay, at least you know some Russian at this point. But if we started watching like Korean stand up right now,
Yeah.
actually we should try that. Actually, let's do that. Yeah, I'm gonna try that today. And just put it on from another culture, the language you don't speak, and just see like if you can discern what the funny is. Because I think some of it will translate. Like
Some of
if
them.
it's physical, because there's
Physical,
some
for
of the situations physical. That's actually a fun game, right? To see like how if you can understand
Guess the joke.
what the joke is. Okay, yeah, that's a fun type of bit. Let's actually that could be a content. Let's try that. Watch comedy content from different
Oh,
cultures
wow.
to see if we can understand the joke and translate it. Just pure like perception.
Oh my god.
I think that's doable. Let's try it. Dude,
That's fun.
there's comedy content in all languages. Japanese stand-up? Does that exist? Is there Japanese
Do
content?
they do that?
It's gotta be some.
There's a lot of like
gotta be
there's
some
a
at
lot
this
of
point.
fun shows that they
Because
do.
stand-up made
All those
it-
pranks, like
yeah.
you know, like they
But
do some interesting.
They gotta
stuff.
have stand-up at this point because
I think they
essentially
do.
stand-up
It's everywhere.
it only appeared in Russia like, within the past decade or so. It didn't exist before. I didn't realize that because
Yeah. Now it's a thing in China. Yeah. It's as well.
I've seen it. I've seen that
You
art
see
form,
the whole.
and you realize like all these people like they're new.
They do it.
They
a
just
whole
decided
system.
to become like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
But as an art form, it came from US, right?
yeah,
It's really great.
it's great.
Great
It
art
happens. Yeah.
It works really well in Russian. Like the comedians that immediately popped up, there's so
Yeah,
many
yeah.
of them. A lot of them are very famous, like successful right away, because they're
They
just
already got the material.
and young people too, young. But just because they're sharp,
Yeah.
like and Russian culture provides for
There's a lot of
So
stuff,
much
for
material.
Sure. Yeah.
so much material. The whole country is one big comedy sketch throughout its history.
God, some of the stuff you see online, man.
Yeah,
On the day in Russia.
that was hanging out with a Chinese guy. That's where that led us.
Oh, discernment. Know what you're looking at.
See, not discrimination. It's not discrimination,
just-
right? It's just discernment.
Hey, it's telling
It
the
is
truth. man.
technically true.
It's telling the truth.
That's
okay.
all I was saying. That's it. I'm just accurate in my description of
Yeah.
reality. I
Yeah,
sit-
it's basically you all are tripping. You're thinking way too much about this. All it was this.
But if you ask me why I said it, I don't know.
You wouldn't know.
I think that's just how I talk.
It's just in the moment, right?
I think that's
You're
just how I
like,
talk. For some reason, I thought maybe I was boasting. You have, hey, I'm hanging out with a Chinese guy.
Is that some, is that a compliment?
Yeah. But what? Let's see. What other context would that?
There's
No, wait. There is no context. Hold on.
There is no context.
Right, that's what's the problem with it. There's
Yeah,
no context.
there is no
where-
context in
where,
which
this, where you say that and this works. That's the
because first of all, your first mistake is hanging out. If you're saying I'm with
but that's just how you say it. Yeah, that's because that's what was.
Is it hang out, like where I'm with?
No, like hang out.
Okay, like actual hang, like
Yeah.
the word means actual hanging out.
Yeah, to hang out.
Even more suspect.
No, because hang out is a specific word, right? When you hang out
Yeah,
with people, you're like, but you hang out.
but you could just say I'm hanging out with my friend.
Yes, but then in Russian, I think it sounds more strange.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the fact that you didn't specify.
I think
You
so.
just use a
If-
general.
Hold on, if I'm just hanging out with a friend.
You will say the name,
No, I guess.
right? So the guy's name.
Yeah, I think so. It's the language specifics. In Russian, you don't really say
But if
I'm
she-
hanging out with a friend.
But if she doesn't know me, how would you refer to me?
essentially it's still implied. It's implied that the person is asking. So this is okay perfectly. It makes sense now. It makes sense now.
So you don't
So-
use the word because
No. So
the
in
form
Russian,
of it.
in Russian, just say if okay, this was happening. If somebody calls me and says, "What are you doing?" and I'm saying I'm hanging out with a friend, they will ask who it is.
Oh, right, of course. They gonna be specific.
Exactly. Essentially, that's why it's implied. So I precluded that whole interaction. I cut it off at the edge. Okay,
It
at the
made it
step.
worse.
I was trying to be efficient. I was trying to provide as much information up front to preclude any further questions. But I generated more questions from everybody by including that information. I fucked up. Too much information.
Yeah, and you explain it to me.
Which should make it so comical, dude.
Oh my god, I lost it.
Just out of nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
Because to me, I was like, wait, what?
So funny just because of the one little specifics.
No, I get you.
The
Yeah,
language.
I get you. Yeah, it does. Because yes, in Russian,
Essentially,
you have to be careful what you say because that's typically.
no. It's just essentially the language. You don't even understand how the language works
Yeah.
until you try to examine it like
Yeah,
this
yeah.
close.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't there, nothing would happen. Like it wouldn't.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
would bat an eye, right?
Yeah.
But because I had to like translate it, and then it's not really translatable, and then it's like it doesn't make sense.
Don't just meet somebody and say how are you, because they're gonna explain to you exactly how they are.
Very specific, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't be saying that. Not like in the West, like, oh, how are you? As a
Yeah.
as a
Like Russians have to learn that when they come to the West,
yeah,
people will ask them like, "How are you? What's up?"
yeah.
They don't,
And then they just explain to you their whole
they're
day.
literally trying to comprehend what's the literal meaning
Yeah.
versus what the intention is,
Yeah.
right? So, but that's the specifics of language.
Exactly. So that's how
'Cause
in
in
Russian
Russian-
you would think exactly. Okay, you're asking me this, then I must respond. You'd even do a backflip because if you say just friend, she's gonna ask who, and then you just basically go over that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use a word, and then
Yeah. Because essentially,
it is hard. How are you gonna come up on the fly who this guy is?
yeah.
How do you explain it in that situation without explaining?
No, because okay, yeah, she knows that I have a Chinese friend. Okay, I remember now.
But doesn't know my name.
Yeah. So I would just refer to you as a Chinaman. We see. It's all
I'm
explainable.
China. That's her.
It's explainable.
Exactly. I'm China, man.
Yeah, she doesn't know. She doesn't know your name. Doesn't care. But I had to specify because if it was a common friend that she was,
Right.
she
She
knew,
will know.
she would essentially say, "Oh, say hi for me."
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's a
Wow.
social fucking thing. It's a social,
You guys are
cultural,
very social. Yeah.
social cultural implications that are involved. Wow, and I'm not even
'Cause in the
aware of
West,
this
I think
until
People are
talking
being
about
too careless with their words. Where like they're being very
it's
casual
just
with
different,
words.
different norms and different standards.
They don't expect you to. Right. The expectation is right, like you're saying. If she knows the friend, she will say, "Hey, say hi." Right? Is that connected to
I think so. Yeah.
context? Yeah.
But also, I think we're looking too much into this because in English, it also would happen that way. No,
Yeah.
it's like I'm hanging out with a friend. Oh, which one? Like, oh,
And then you have to explain.
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. But yeah, it's funny. Just digging into it, right, to understand what's happening. Just from that alone, from the little description
Yeah.
of reality, how much just incredulity just comes out, right? It was like
But it's the truth. See, that's context is everything, right?
This is why
Where-
the cultural differences is so fun, just because of that. Because it's like it's all incomprehensible, really.
Yeah.
Because it takes me hours for me to explain to you just this one sentence that just describing physical reality. Why it has to be so specific. Justify the language itself, essentially. Okay, let's see what else is on the list. Hopefully we get into it.
Oh my god, it's too long of a list, man.
No, it's good. It's only distilled. The next one is welcome to Russia. Get ready to find out the next level.
There's always the next level
In
Russia.
I remember we coined that one because, there's just, there's just somehow there's always another level of reality that you can explore when in Russia. Faced with, just there's so many levels that you can ascend and descend.
You can't
The
even
scale
you
is
can't
just-
even categorize what
the
that is.
scale is just the scientists can't keep up with the
Anomalies.
way that the scales and anomalies are
Yeah.
growing.
It's the zone.
Yeah, there's something in the water supply here for sure that the levels just keep multiplying, bro.
Oh god. Well, I do think it's part of the reasons because of vodka.
He's got something else too. There's something in the air, dude. There, I was linking. I think I was linking you this American guy who was learning Russian. Their comments on his channels. They're like, "Yo, you may be American, but you got Russian soul." So people mean something by this, And I started
Right.
thinking, like, what did they mean? And they do mean some kind of
You got
like
gist of it.
they mean something spiritual, like on a spiritual level. Like there's a certain,
You understand.
but what is it? You understand what? Because language is a big part of it, but language is very connected to your whole being if you think about it.
Yeah.
And when people are saying like, "Oh, you understand Russian soul," I'm not sure if that's a compliment or the other way around. Because to understand the Russian soul, there's some trouble in there, dude.
Yeah, that means
the whole core of the construction of that concept.
Yeah.
There's some kind of problem.
You
there
got the
that's happening.
trauma. You got the
Yeah,
trauma
I
down.
think so. We got it internalized to such a degree that it's part of the identity at this point. It's part of the national identity. Trauma.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't remember
Wait,
exactly.
is this on the list? Remember the time? Somehow we got to say this. Say the B word in Russian, but then with the exhale, where it's like it's so funny because it's like you giving up on even saying that word.
Well, the Russian curse language is a whole
that's a whole
separate
exactly
section of reality that you
yeah.
need to dedicate your lifetime studying, because the things that we're able to do with the curse
Oh my
words,
God.
the same word, different inflections, different endings,
Yeah.
different emphasis, different length. You can do so many with just one word.
I probably have
can-
to show you this, but I want to understand what he's saying. But the way he said that in the clip, it feels music to my ear. I know he's cursing. I know for sure he's saying all that, but the way he said it,
He's like the freshman in the Matrix, right?
it's like whoa, it's like
wiping your ass with silk.
the accent, the way that he said everything.
okay.
Like, ooh, beautiful.
See, this is you're feeling the part of a Russian soul in there, right there, right there. He was able to package it in that
Yeah.
perfect, like,
yeah,
just like, just package it
yeah. That's how I
very specifically. Cut, and then, yeah.
That's the judo.
Like,
right?
what is that? What is that?
It's you're so traumatized. I don't know. It distills so well that it becomes just on the fly. You can just
It kind of becomes its
Zeus.
own meme or something.
Yeah.
Like the because there's definitely it's a way to present emotion for sure.
yeah,
Like you can, and in Russian you can express it really well using words,
yeah.
because emotion without words is just like grunts essentially, like
Dude.
intensity.
You
But if
can't-
you put it in that form, it becomes an art form.
Dude,
Sure.
we can't even explain to people listening like
No.
how. Well, if you're Russian, then yes.
Yeah.
But if you're not Russian,
versus the-
some of the curse words that they're inventive of, like I'm jealous. Like in Chinese, we can't really do that. It's not really, it doesn't work the same way.
I
You
remember
can't
when
just
I was in
invent a
high
whole bunch of.
school.
It doesn't work. But
I was in high school, and it was one of the early days of internet where one of the first things that I found somehow, I don't remember how, was a generator of curse words in Russian.
a generator.
It's a
Curse
generator
word.
because
You can do a generator.
because you can make a generator. That's how versatile the language is. You can just plug it into the ones and zeros,
You need a
and
dictionary.
it makes you. You can say, okay, make me a curse word with 9 syllables
Oh my
and
god.
7 roots, and it just
Man,
makes
works.
you one. And it was so funny, dude. We would use to generate and print out these whole manuscripts of new curse words that we would invent with
It's
this
the
thing,
Bible.
and we would just read it to each other in school. Would educate each other, like, you know what I'm thinking about tonight? This, like, with this like multi-syllable motherfucker.
Oh, and then everybody's trying
And-
to up the ante for you.
Yeah.
Like, look at what I got.
Oh my god, it was a whole thing, dude.
The fact you can do that.
That's what's
cool.
going on in Russian schools. Okay,
That's so cool, man.
this
Like,
is how we educate our children. Um,
very inventive. See, very creative, right? You got to be creative.
and it's
Oh.
not only just some pronouncing some of them. It's a whole. It's multiple. When it's multiple roots, like most
Yeah,
words
yeah.
are not that long,
Right.
so it's trippy. It trips you up to like say long words with multiple roots and then stuff. So it's a good mental challenge. It's a proper
Wow.
like workout for your mind.
Cursing though,
Yeah.
it's one thing to do a tongue twister, but then
Cursing
you're
is
cursing the
next
whole way.
level. We take it to the next level. What I'm gonna say to you?
Bro, there should be a show.
It's gotta be a
Two contestants
it's gotta
go
be a
online,
contestant. Yeah,
face
yeah.
each other,
Yeah.
and just say the most.
Yeah. It's like a like a hyper version of the American roast,
It's like like a
But-
rap battle, right?
Yeah.
Almost like rap battle
but it's like just purely on the inventiveness of
of how you. Yeah,
cursing. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. In Russian, you could actually do that.
Holy fuck!
Exactly.
Somebody, come on, man. That's the
that's an
$1
art form
million
right there.
idea,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, man. Why there isn't a thing?
The kind of problem with that is that
Censorship.
no, there's already too much of it happening in Russian media today. I don't know how it came to be this way, but like essentially in modern media, in like on YouTube and stuff, like everything that's not on TV,
Yeah,
cursing is rampant.
it's just every.
It's so prolific that it's just part of speech, and to me, it's very jarring because that's not the language I grew up in. Like back then, it was like you're not supposed to,
Sale
but now it's normalized,
everywhere.
and I can't
That, it
tell.
would be weird.
It is weird
Imagine you're saying that
all the time.
all the time, even on a.
It kind of everything becomes too colorful. You know what I mean? Like not everything has to be this colorful, guys. Can we like dial it back a little bit?
No,
See, it gets too like aggressive, like with your descriptions of reality. You know, you're imbuing too much meaning into
Oh my God.
stuff, and too many emotional.
getting too
Brush
real,
strokes,
bro.
yeah,
Too real.
It's funny because of that, but also is essentially all the older folks. They're like, look at all this generations.
Oh,
It's just now going downhill.
yeah.
What's happening with the society?
Right.
But also, when's not that never been, that's always been
That's
happening.
always been happening.
When that's not, haven't been happening.
Yeah,
Every single generation is going to be like that.
yeah.
Every single generation, like, oh, what happened to the youth? The youth is doing what is youth always doing. It's innovating. It's taking what's been
Yeah.
and it's doing its own thing, its own version on it. So, not really criticizing it. It's definitely funny. I mean, I can't argue with it. It's funny, like especially when comedians do it in because it's a punchy, right? It's punchy language. Like when you do it in a punchline.
Yeah.
I think I remember like even watching like American comedians were discussing this, like Louis C.K. and some other comedians. They were talking about the strength of the curse words, that you can use them very strategically where their impact is like maximized.
Yeah.
But if you use it like every other second word, it's going to be cheapened, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
exactly.
It's going to be expected, etc. But if you like imagine a clean set, and then you drop it with emotional thing, with the punchline, with the curse word,
Yeah.
it's boom, it's big, it's really impactful. It's like it paints a picture that much more vividly. So it's all an art form. You got to use it strategically.
Oh, I can't even imagine
Yeah.
doing like basically doing like a rap battle in curses
In cursive, in cursive curses.
and as a show, like people actually
Yeah.
sit and watch.
Actually, there are already rap battles in Russian right now that kind of
yeah.
are doing that, and not
But
specifically
imagine, but
curses.
when it's curses though, like
Yeah.
that's
That's a new art
what,
form.
this is a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's a new art form. So there's that one. The get welcome to find out the next level in Russia. Then a classic. I feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge. That's a good one. That one I'm proud of. Like that we actually,
Yes.
that we actually coined it and put it on the list
Oh
because
God.
I don't think that existed before. I don't think I've heard it anywhere. I don't
Nobody
think
says
so.
that.
I don't think so. I think we coined it. I feel oppressed with a general lack of knowledge. That sounds like a thing you can actually say.
It's so self-aware.
It's so
right?
perfect.
It's so self-aware that you actually understand that you have a lack of knowledge. Usually it doesn't happen. Usually the most illiterate person, most idiot do not even understand. Do not even understand that that's a problem.
I feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge, dude. It's
I mean,
so,
you're too self-aware.
It's so brutal.
You're too self-aware, man.
But you can say it again around about other people. You can be like with someone, and you can say like, "Yo, I feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge." It's so egregious.
But
you are oppressed with it. You know.
Yeah, no, you're oppressing the person you're saying it to.
You're shaming them.
Yeah, you're like, what is that? What do I have to do with this? Meaning what? You're implying what? Part of the
you're oppressed by their ignorance. You know what I mean? Which is a genuine thing. It's an actual phenomenon. So I think we coined a perfect aphorism because it's applicable.
Not just knowledge, but general
because it's always you can feel oppressed with a general lack of knowledge. There's just too many people not knowing enough stuff out there, and they're all around you every day, and it's everybody.
Yeah.
So we captured that in that emotion of being oppressed by the just general lack of knowledge. Just generally, there's knowledge lacking in a society on such a general degree that is just oppressing to me, cognizing that as an agent of the society, cognizing that the general knowledge of society is lacking.
Oh my God, it's too smart for it.
That's a very lonely feeling, okay? Very lonely emotion to be oppressed with the general lack of knowledge. It's the perfect coinage. So
knowledge, please.
I mean, I love it. In what situations can you say this?
Wait, how did that even came about?
That's the mystery. See, that's always the mystery that we don't know. We don't know. But somehow, the brilliance of that.
You distilled it
It,
there.
it came up to the surface at the bubble. We appeared in a situation where it necessitated to say that. Where we recognized, okay, I feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge. This was the only way to convey the emotion we're experiencing.
Dude, that's a discriminant attack from against everything.
Yeah,
you're gonna catch strays no matter what.
This is like it comes close to expressing how I feel about everything, just in life in general. Well, being alive. This is how I feel. I feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge. That's what it feels like being me.
It's a smart person problem. All the normies are like, what?
But the arrogance of it too. They feel oppressed by it.
Feel oppressed
that you are oppressed by it.
Yeah.
That everybody else's knowledge is just lacking to such a degree that it's suppressing me.
Oh wow. Yeah. See, you can flip it on its head, and then Who's the asshole now?
But I think that's how it originated, because I'm trying to imagine the context in which it originated, because it came up in our conversation. It
okay.
literally was like a thing that was said.
Refer back to refer back to a previous item in the list.
Which one?
Somebody
fucked up. Yes, definitely connected with that. So you come to work, you realize there's a problem, and you learn that somebody fucked up, and then you feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge that
Nobody can
causes
solve this.
That causes the whole situation from arising to maintaining to you now having to deal with it. It's an oppression.
No, I can see how.
You know?
In your line of work, I can see how. Like, all the
yeah.
time that you were mentioning how, oh my God, it's right. All the people that's supposed to have their deliverables, they don't have the deliverables, and then
yeah. And now, like, that's actually a problem,
right? And then explaining to the client,
and they're
keep
so
not understanding the situation.
And they don't care.
They don't care. They keep asking for the same
Yeah.
questions, same requests, and they don't get it.
So eventually, you just start feeling oppressed by the general lack of knowledge, because it's so general that, like, you wish that there was a little bit of more of a just awareness in the air, and people would just chill out a little bit. But no. Yeah. So I think, it's a very distilled emotion, a very particular life experience.
Wow.
Feel oppressed with the general lack of knowledge. Wow.
That is oppressive.
Wow. The victim mindset, eh?
Oh my God. Ultimately. Mindset. The ultimate.
I think that was the context where it originated. We were talking about something related to that. I think so. And when like in an ironic
right
phrasing,
yeah,
we coined it, but it's so perfect because it's just it's exactly
it's true.
It's both valid,
it's true in both ways,
and invalid. Yeah.
I
feel oppressed with a general lack of knowledge. Yeah. Yes. Okay, there was another one, and we're gonna wrap up the list soon. Random act of spiritual vandalism.
Oh yes.
Which is essentially this podcast.
Yes.
That's
found the namesake.
That's our tagline. Yeah, that should be our tagline. A random act of spiritual vandalism. Now, I think I encountered the phrase of spiritual vandalism somewhere. I think so.
Didn't we came up with this on the very first podcast that we ever did?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow. Also, that's perfect then.
It's unlisted.
Unlisted.
It's never been shown.
It's exclusive. I don't think it will ever be shown to
no
anybody in this reality for any amount of money.
No.
That's exclusive experience that nobody can afford.
The beginning. It's the myth making. You cannot tell people what actually happened. They had to create the myth.
You had to be there. But there is a recording.
Oh.
And if CIA were to kidnap, torture me, maybe I'd disclose. But for now, I deliberately forgot where it even stored. So I'm not even tempted to look at it, okay? But it's there somewhere on the ones and zeros of the hard drives.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's perfect. So the random act of spiritual vandalism, I think it came about as what we were realizing that
you would expect.
That's what it called.
This is what's happening.
Because just the concept of what could be considered spiritual vandalism makes your brain go, ooh, what is that? Because what would you consider spiritual vandalism? Because vandalism, what is that? What does that word mean? Defacing. So it's kind of like disregarding, disrespecting someone else's culture, system or dogma or establishment, and doing your own thing. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so that's what it is, for sure. That's a good apt metaphor because we'll hold nothing sacred on CNN.
Yeah.
We're just crossing
Lines
all
over
the
lines.
place, left in front, right in front. I don't.
All that's left is
I don't even feel it anymore. That's how problematic it is. A perfect, again, perfect metaphor, perfect phrase, perfect aphorism. Because also that's something that's like that could be a category of a content or of something, right? You could engage in random acts of spiritual vandalism. What does that look like? What is that in itself? Sounds like a branch of enlightenment that of
Yeah.
spiritual enlightenment. Because what do you hold sacred?
Yeah, you're poking holes at these supposedly
at any structure,
yeah,
any structure,
because you're not supposed to have that.
and that's pretty much what enlightenment is, for sure. So a random act of spiritual vandalism is kind of like it's like synonymous with enlightenment, essentially, to me.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing this shit.
It's being like it's formless. It's being formless.
Yeah, it's like
Not
whenever you
not
think
sticking to any form.
it's like whenever you think you got it, you don't got it.
And the last one for today for the list is nobody can make the numbers go up anymore.
Well, voila.
Shit the money bed, my friend.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I mean, can you argue with that?
That's a funnily pessimistic outtake, but it's also you can see how it can be true in a lot of ways. When you look at the economy, when you're looking for a job for 6 months and you can't find anything, and then there's just a phrase that comes to mind.
It's all going.
Nobody can make the numbers go up anymore. So it's so dejecting. It's perfect.
When did we came up this way ahead of time, bro.
Yeah,
Way in the
we saw the
writing on the wall.
We saw the writing on the wall early on. I mean, when wasn't it there though? So nobody can make the numbers go up anymore. That's like a line that you would see in the Glengarry Rose movie, where like an executive comes in.
Yeah.
Like, yo, nobody can even make numbers go up anymore in this firm. So that's like the bottom.
The level.
That's the bottom level. You don't want to be.
You don't want to hear that.
You don't want that. Yeah,
you don't want to hear that. Somebody say that to you?
All right, guys. We're meeting today because we need to assess
the situation
level of business. It seems like nobody can make the numbers go up anymore.
God damn it. I thought we were all going on a positive note.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll give you a teaser from my own personal list.
Ooh.
That will be the perfect sequence from that and the perfect positive closer. How dumb do you have to be happy? You wanted to get positive? Let's get positive.
No, but that's true though.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, but things are just funny.
No, but you have to be dumb to be happy.
Yes,
that's basically it.
Yes,
right. If you look, we're all smart in some ways, right? We're all also dumb in some other ways. But the problem with how you want to stay happy and content is you can't be too smart.
When a person is dumb, it's never their problem, which means they're happy.
Right. Not their problem.
They never have a problem. It's not their problem. Yeah. They're not there to understand it.
Yeah, but there's a problem.
It's for everybody else.
It's for you. It's for the other people. They're like that says I'm oppressed. Yeah.
It's for the ones who can recognize all that stuff.
Who feels oppressed by
We're into feeling all these things. But for the guy, they're good.
They're good.
There's no problem.
There's no problem.
So here's to being dumb in 2026.
Because nobody can make the numbers go up anymore.
Yeah, it's all about positive twist, positive outlook.
No, it's true. Like,
we made so many contradictions in this episode.
Be a bit dumber in your life, okay? Like, we all know you are smart at it.
But how do you get promoted?
The only way to get promoted is not to show that you are
Too smart
yeah,
or too dumb.
not don't be too ambitious.
There's definitely like intelligence would definitely include hiding your intelligence.
Yes.
For sure.
So
Right? For sure. So pretend to be dumb, but don't be. That's what we can learn today.
yeah, the smart way is to pretend to be dumb. Yeah. Because in the modern, I mean, look, we're living in a world that's just going to get more information faster with AI and everything. It's almost like people just are so addicted at this information that you can't stop it, right? Meaning you have to filter certain things out now. It's not about getting stuff now. It's about almost like preventative measure. You got to do, preventative maintenance on yourself, on your psyches, on your health, it's because all this information it's coming at you at breakneck speed. And if you're not careful, then you're going to get caught with it. Right. And then you lose yourself, you lose your bearing, you lose your sense of self, or how your life's, where your life's trajectory that you were planning it to become. So yeah, that's the lesson, right? In a way, the smarter way is to actually sometimes you don't want to know what's under the snow.
So forget everything you've heard about today. Don't take it too seriously.
See,
because nobody knows any.
because that's the act of spiritual vandalism. Because
Yes.
nothing is set. Nothing is.
What, you thought this? No.
Yeah, nothing is set. There is no rules. There are no set standards. I mean,
nothing you can rely on.
not in
comprehensively like that.
Yeah, they're gonna be a subset of society, subset of our existence, and sure, there are we can utilize some of these sets of rules. I'm not saying break the law. No, of course not. Stay within the law.
This is turned into another lecture.
But all I'm saying is, you kind of had to play with with your flow, right? What you're about, how you, because if you just look out and think if somebody can give you advice or guidance or whatever, you're deluded. Okay, nobody can do that other than yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Because nobody can provide the 100% package answer. It's going to solve all your problems. There's nothing like that, man. The life is not like that. It doesn't work like that. So you have to find a solution to your problems, and also your own happiness, right? What makes you happy? You know it. Nobody else knows it. And it's all about producing more of that. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be more happy? Why wouldn't you be more joyful, right? Stop thinking about all the negative stuff. Like, look,
make yourself happy.
Solve the problem. That's it. No need to overthink about, like, this is not going well. Well, like, doesn't matter. Okay, solve the problem. Is this a problem? Solve it. And then you'll be happy. It's that simple.
Just solve the problem.
So, right? Exactly. Life is problem solving. You got to solve all these
issues. Don't have
right?
problems, okay?
Want to talk about trouble? That's trouble.
But yeah, we can play around with this thing so much.
Oh man, that's just this subset.
It's just learning how to use it. So
God, there's so many more too, man.
Yeah. So yeah, stay crispy out there. 2026. Here's to a crispy year.
That's right. Stay crispy, yo.